it was like $7 an ounce.
Yo, that shit, that shit is about to go like astronomical. It's about to go through the roof, through the fuck the moon. It's going straight to fucking Pluto in this bitch. Other universal.
It's gonna replace gold as the biggest conductor because gold is so expensive.
And not
So
only
every
that, but it's a better
computer,
conductor anyway.
cell phone, I think it doesn't. It melts under less heat. That's the problem.
Yep.
But they'll find an additive for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they say that the gold, just because it's it's not going to melt, but we're not we're not getting up to those as far as we're concerned. Sure, when you're doing you're doing rockets and doing that shit. Quantum computers, yeah, that matters. And fucking circuitry
When they're
like this shit,
spending $1 billion on something, they can afford to use the gold.
they'll be alright. They'll be alright. But then
Yeah,
for every ton that we have of silver, like physical, in the reserves or in the where they keep the commodities, there's 357 tons of paper ownership of that same silver. So it's so outweighted that that's going to collapse. Like it's going to make the cost of silver go so crazy high. But people are going to be pissed. Yo, give me my silver. We don't have it. it
that's
does.
why I buy physical.
Yep.
I own my physicals. Yeah,
It's the only way to do it.
I I, I shop through like I use Atmex. I
Yep.
like Atmex myself.
Yep.
They're good.
It's the only way to do it, man. Like that's how an educated person will move is through is going through specifically through a corporation and buying it physically, having it delivered to your house, and fucking have it on you. Because when shit pops off, you ain't got it on you. Oh, let me call my silver guy. Yeah, he's not answering the
Yeah.
phone right now. All right, let's see. We get ready to go live now, live and direct in this beast. Looking good. Everything's looking good. So let me hit this intro real quick, and we gonna run this bitch. Yeah. Yo, we back and doing it again. Today we got Don the GWOP, the man, the myth, the legend. Yo, studio extraordinaire, artist slash, well, I'd say manager slash. How many? You gonna start to sound like me? You gonna start to sound like Khaleesi on Game of Thrones? Like, and so we. Now, are you out of? Am I? Do I got it right? Because it was Albany.
No, I'm out of Westchester County, about 15 minutes outside the Bronx.
So do you have a spot in Albany? Because I swear you said something about being.
No, yeah, no, I mix with people all the way from the Bronx to Albany,
Got you, got you, got you.
all over the world, really, but primarily customers come from that part of New York, all
Yeah,
the way up. But I do music for everybody everywhere.
do music for everybody everywhere. That's actually an interesting statement to say. Like I do music for anybody everywhere. Would you do? Is there a genre that you wouldn't fuck with?
No,
No. So you'd mix an opera record?
yeah,
Oh, dude, I can't. What about a
I've done
polka
crossover
record?
music where
Huh?
what record?
A polka record? Like the
Yeah,
accordions and all that shit?
yeah. It's just instruments, man.
I can't do it. I can't do it. That's the only two types of music that I don't really have an interest in. Like I love the vocals on some opera and I sample that shit, but I have no interest in doing music that I can't get into. I can and there's very few that I can't get into. I can find something good about anything, but polka, bro, there ain't no way. I can't because you're gonna listen to the song how many times before it's done?
Yeah, but you gotta, for me, I mix a little different. Like I tend to listen to like the first four bars over and over and over and over and over and over again while I'm EQing and compressing and
Yeah.
applying my reverb and just polishing the vocal. Once the vocal's polished, I'll do my run throughs. With something like polka, I probably wouldn't deep breath. With hip hop, I deep breath.
Yeah.
R&B, I deep breath most of it. But it's just it's a job, right? It's your job. We're fortunate enough to do what we love for a living.
Yes.
And in those times that I get to a record that I don't feel like, oh, how am I gonna sit through this? I just say, well, you know what? I could be walking a dog, right? I could be
Right.
catching a I could be doing something I don't want to do. So
Shit, some of them dog walkers make some serious fucking money. Like I seen a dog walker making like I think it was like $120,000 a year for dog walking. I was like, yo, what dog? What dogs are you walking, and where the fuck are you at? I'm coming. I'll be right there. Like
right.
I'll hang up the fucking the studio for 120. Just walking dogs. Absolutely, that'd be a great job. Unless you one of them ones that got like 20 fucking dogs on you.
I was gonna say they're probably working walking multiple dogs. But then you got to remember when it's cold out, it's raining out,
That's all you.
right? 110-degree weather out. Imagine you're in Arizona walking a dog, being a dog walker.
Nah, shit.
I like to sit in my cushy studio, working on music and being grateful for what I'm able to accomplish and
Yeah.
do. You know.
Yeah, well, you've built a lot, and you have a lot to be proud of. I mean, you have how many spaces? Is it four studio spaces?
Yeah, and in the whole facility, there's four studio spaces, three podcast spaces, and we also do artist merch.
Yes.
I have like a boardroom in my studio, which consists of 3 rooms total. So my personal studio is three rooms. So you walk in my studio, I have my own boardroom where I have my meetings for with clients that hire me for consulting, and I have my control room and my booth. Um, but yeah, the space is pretty cool. A lot of history. That's why I grabbed it. Been there 15 years.
It's hard to do. I mean, that's a really. I mean, it's an accomplishment, and like you got to be commended on it because that to be in business in the studio in the music space in general for 15 years is crazy. Like it's very difficult to do, but to run a studio which is essentially a money pit. Like, because there's always the next board, there's always the next piece of equipment that you're like, what's gonna take it to the next level, and everything.
You
Like,
know, I think for me, I really started from the bottom with it, right? Like, I started my company with $400. Like, I was gonna open this. I'll give you a little. I'll tell you the history real quick. It's not that crazy. So I was helping a buddy out that had a pretty nice studio space about 10 minutes from where I lived at the time, and I would do a couple mixes here and there for him. I was gonna move down the block because I was a personal assistant for a guy. I was a driver doing just that was my job at the time, and I ended up finding a space for rent that was like $600 a month, and a guy that does wedding photography space, and the place was like a shithole. But he was never there, and he was like, "I need to rent this office. You can do whatever you want." And so I was gonna put the studio, but it was 3 doors down from my buddy's studio. And I went to my buddy and I said to him, he wasn't really my buddy. I worked for him before.
yeah.
And I said to him, look, I'm not trying to cut throat, but I'm gonna put a studio down the block. I'm just like, courtesy. And he was like, well, I have an empty room. I'm like, well, what do you want for it? He was like, $700 a month. I was like, okay, well, look, I got 4. The guy's gonna let me move in for 4 and own 2. I'll let you own me the 3. You could move in today.
Yep, done.
It was an empty room. I would say maybe 450 square feet.
Okay.
And I went in there the next day and went to Home Depot, bought all my materials, built a booth, and brought all my basic studio equipment that I had at home there. And then the first week I opened, I made $1,000.
See, that's a what I say is that's a hustler. That's somebody that Okay, so I say this a lot, like, but you can tell somebody is going to be a go getter, a mover, somebody that's gonna work for the money and do the damn thing, whatever it takes to get there. And I can definitely say that about you because I mean you can see it, but you can tell when people are really young what they're gonna do because like that same mentality can be found in like a first grader. Like he ain't got a lot of money, but he's trading for lunch. Like he's got all types of shit, and he didn't do it with money. He did it with the ability to talk to people and relate and move.
I was grinding. Like at the time, I was already mixing for a lot of people. Out of my house, people would send me records. I was doing full projects. I had a studio at home, with a booth and everything. But I wouldn't let people come over like that. Like I was just doing a lot of like mixing for people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I just made that decision. I was like, I'm in my 20s. I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I'm gonna make it work. And when I tell you I was grinding, I was working 20 hours straight. No
Yeah.
break. Eating, ordering Chinese food and at my desk eating while I'm recording and mixing. Some of the guys I have with me now have been with me since they were like guys that were hanging out in that studio, and I took them under the wing and I gave them an opportunity, and they're still with me to this day.
See
They
that.
moved with me when I left it. I was there like a year and a half in that little space. So in a year and a half, I went from the little space to 7,000 square feet.
Whew, whew. That's it's crazy that you're. It's crazy to have that volume that quickly. But you are in a you're in a great market for it though. Do you think that that is repeatable for the average studio owner?
Yeah,
Why? What makes you say that?
because if you deliver quality, right, like any product, right, so you gotta look at it. We sell time for a living, right? You own a studio, I own a studio.
Mm-hmm.
We sell time for a living.
Mm-hmm. Still a service business.
People spend their time anywhere they want, right? They can go to their buddy's house studio, spend $20 an hour, and it's gonna sound like shit.
Yep.
Or they can come to me and spend $100 an hour, and it's gonna sound like the shit, right? So if your business card is your sound, is
Yes.
your mix, is the swag you put on a record. A lot of people don't understand like how to swing a record. It's not about just EQing a vocal and compressing a vocal and let me apply the reverb. It's like making just a song a record, making it competitive with
Yes.
what's out there.
What
A
and
lot of people
what are
don't
some
get.
things? Because not everybody can hear it, and that's what I had to realize that because I thought that everybody could hear it. Because even before I went to school for for Pro Tools, I was able to hear I was able to hear like the sound. Like I could hear if something was off, and it was it just seemed inherent that everybody knew that. People don't even know that there's multiple layers to vocals. Like they just go, oh
Yeah,
yeah, he sounds like that. What are you talking about? Like
like when it comes to hip hop, like I'm primarily like my favorite genre of music to mix is hip hop, R&B, and pop. I've done everything from reggaeton to reggae to dembo. You name it, I've done it. Audio books. I've done sound effects for websites. Um,
you do Foley.
maybe I look hard enough in my hard drive, I find a way. Um, but being able to create a sound for somebody. That's why, like a lot of people ask me, "Oh, who you work with?" I said, "It's not about who I work with, right? It's about how I work with them."
Hmm.
Because I would prefer to work with somebody that's undiscovered and trying to win than work with somebody that's already winning. Because what am I really going to do for that person? I'm going to make another nice sounding song for them,
Right.
and they already have nice sounding songs.
And
But when you
probably
have
not be
somebody
credited.
yeah, when you have somebody that's independent and you're helping them grind it out every week, and they're coming and they believe in what you can do for them, and you believe in them, and you help them hone in their skill and develop their sound. That's what I do it for. Like that's where I love about making music.
I agree. I agree that you have the exact same mentality as me when it comes to it, but I also know where that mentality can be a detriment because like I see what things can be. People, they when they send me like a demo track or they send me like what it is and they're like, well, just like it's got to be edited. It's got to be. Yes, I'm aware of that. Like I'll be the one doing it,
Yeah,
so I get it. But they, they're very sensitive about it. But you know, they don't. The majors, I will say that they don't. They don't lack in confidence or skill or resources. Whereas these individuals, typically, a lot of it's a stereotype for a reason, which is like the young broke musician or the starving artist. Like that's a thing, and you ain't got to be,
yeah,
but nobody tells them the way is really the problem. So like,
yeah. Well, when they come to me, I try to give them some game.
yep.
Whether they listen to me or not is on them. Even now, like with the stuff that I'm doing for myself and with the AI stuff I'm putting out or whatever, people are like, how'd you get this to become popular? Or look at the aesthetic. Why don't you do that for me? And I'm like, I was telling you to do all this.
This is the
We're
shit I was
sitting there and
telling
I'm
you.
mixing your record. Yeah, it's exactly the shit. And people don't understand that like you need money in order to be successful in music.
Hmm.
It's a money business, right? We know that it costs a minimum of 300 grand to blow up a record. At least in New York it does, right?
Yeah,
That's like the minimum. But then you also have like 2 to 3 years worth of music being dropped every 2 or 3 minutes of the day,
that's right.
and that's just with human artists.
Yes,
Now we have another 10,000 AI songs dropped every day.
this is what I
So
say.
like, you're going to be a needle in a haystack.
Hmm.
How do you stick out from that haystack?
They
Now you
always
have people
were.
trying to go viral.
They always
You
were
know,
though. That's my whole thing about it is like people are like, oh, I'm getting drowned. I'm a needle in a haystack. Well, the thing about that is like you were already a needle in a haystack. So like, how were you going to stand out otherwise? Because nobody's putting money behind their AI to market them. Like they may use some marketing tricks to get them out, but they're not really putting a bunch of money behind it. Like there's only
I
been
think. No, I'm sorry. You can
no, you're
continue.
good. Good.
I think that the problem with most AI, with most people, with their like nowadays, what they're doing, like we'll just use the AI as an example,
Yeah.
is like when I decided to do AI music, I already had records written,
Yeah.
right? So I just started making instrumentals for the records, cooked up some beats, played around with some stuff, and I decided to curate my AI artists like real artists, and I did it the grassroots way. Make an Instagram, promote them every week,
Mm-hmm.
do features. Like I don't know anybody else like that has an AI artist that's doing features with humans other than me,
Oh, I
right?
got I got one for you.
Or you, right? But for us, we're in the game, right?
Yeah.
But even if you listen to like what was going on with AI early on with like some of the signed artists,
Mm-hmm.
the bigger producers, I don't want to name names, but we
Yep.
know who I'm
Yep.
talking
Yep.
about.
Yep. Yep.
The bigger producers, they basically just put a guy, an artist out. They didn't say, you know what, let me put him on a feature. If you put them on a feature, like it's more like people will relate to it a little more. They'll feel like, oh wow, if I like this artist, he did it. Even though the artist is AI, it's not just a robot singing. Somebody's behind this person.
You don't have
She's
to. You don't have to
curated a
lie.
certain way.
You
No,
don't.
I don't lie.
Yeah, you ain't got to lie to kick it. Like that's what will piss people off faster than anything is going. Yeah, this is me. This is my shit. And then people find out. Then you've been lying the whole time, and they can't trust anything about you. And that's as a brand, nobody wants to see somebody that's front. Nobody wants to see somebody that isn't what they are putting out there. They don't want to see them false representing their who they are.
Those are the artists that are like. I see a lot of artists that are like pretending that they're singing the record, right, or rapping the record, and then it's like their video is AI or it's them, and they're pretending it's their voice. But when they talk, they have a southern accent, and then their singer sings like she's from New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not her. Like so obvious. And then there's a lot of the people that are botting the hell out of their records. Like I go to YouTube, and I'll say, oh wow, they have 22 million views, no comments, no likes.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. You got a you got a large following, but no likes. Like it's got like, and that's how you can tell. And I think that the general public is realizing that same thing. They're looking and going, oh shit, like there's bots. Everybody knows about bots. The Kendrick and Drake beef that really brought it to the forefront where people were like, oh, that's how they got to number two, number four, like is by buying streams. The Drake sued his label over it, and it's like, yo, that changes the perception of similar to what is it the NBA, the NFL, and I don't know if the MLB was, but they're all sports entertainment companies. So like with those rules, with that classification, they can change and adjust anything that they want, and there's no legal body that stand. Hey, we said we were entertainment. We didn't say that we were a sports
Yeah,
company.
no, they run the business. Like look at streaming, right? So when back in the day, artists would do radio, right? And they'd get like a quarter a play or whatever they got back
Yeah,
then. I don't even remember. But now, what are you really making from streaming? A fourth of a cent,
yeah, point zero four,
4 cents,
0.04.
right?
Yeah,
Depending on the streaming platform that's playing it. But who made that number up?
the
Like, where
dark.
did that number come from?
Yeah, the DMCA, the DMCA. But and it's so convoluted. The language that's in it is so convoluted and so crazy that like ain't nobody reading through it because like even me as liking it, like I don't like numbers, but I do like to know where the fuck my money's coming from, and
Yeah,
like
of course.
going through it, I'm like, dude, I'm passing out. It's like it's only like I think it may be 15 pages, which seems like a lot, but it's not really. Like it's pretty cut and dry. But they go, okay, so if they're on so just take Spotify for example. If they're on Spotify, um, but they have a family plan, it's a different rate than if they're an individual, and it's a different rate if they're a what is it called, a student ID, or they're a senior citizen discount or whatever. You're getting all these different randoms. You have no idea if they're being accurate to you. Like you have to just trust them and go, okay,
And then you're hoping your distributor is paying you what they say they're paying you.
right. And did you register your publishing? Did you register any like to anything else other than to
Mechanicals.
DistroKid? Yeah, like did you go MLC or Sound Exchange or Harry Fox Agency or like there's at least 12 different places that you got to register to be full. It's like what? That's a lot for people, and they haven't figured that one out yet though. Like for artists, they haven't just gone, hey, here's an app. Go ahead. Hey, anybody out there? Y'all want to get it? Go ahead. I mean, when OwnLane's out, that's one of the
That's right
features.
up your alley. I'm
Yeah,
surprised you
when
haven't done anything.
OwnLane is going to have that feature, it actually says at first how we have it because like registering all of them, if they change one site, then it's going to be a pain in the ass to change the entire thing. So, but we want you to be able to fill it out one time, and then it plugs in the information on the.
Automated. Yeah.
But it's very difficult. So at first, all we're doing is making sure like we have 12 checkboxes on the when you go to submit the song. Hey, if you don't check any of these boxes, which is where you're supposed to register, here's the link for it. You can go register it right now, and that's where you get your money from. And and we don't get any of that. It's just so that they're making all of their money. But nobody told them this shit. That's the real deal. Nobody told them this shit.
You know, what's funny is that things change every day, right? So now with AI, we have that new the black box and the white box. That's
Yes.
what I've been calling it.
Yes.
And I don't mind it. It doesn't affect me because you know there should be no. I think the only thing that I don't like is that there's no in between for the writer,
Hmm.
and the producer. If you're just utilizing a voice, because my AI voice is generated from my voice.
Right. That is your voice.
So yeah, but it switched to a female. I created a female, right? I wanted a female R&B singer.
Yep.
But it started with me uploading one of my old records into Suno, switching it to a woman, taking it, and then modeling from there, like literally prompting exactly what I wanted her to sound like from there. And it probably took, I want to say, 40 or 50 redos before I got it to where I felt that that was her.
Yep. Yep.
And
And
then I
that's
locked it in.
work.
And
That is work. Is so what? Okay, so this is an argument that my buddy Casey always says, and he'll because he's another one that likes AI artists, and he said you know every time he goes in, he spends I mean he's writing. He's the best musician I've ever known. Like as far as his ability to just walk in there, play all of the instruments like live, and then he can sing like a mother. He's a great musician, and still he uses AI because he's like, well, it allows me to ideate faster, so I can go through a bunch of different. Like he'll go in there and he'll write the guitar track, and it'll be like, well, what do you got for me? Like, and it'll give it a boost or a remix here or give it a little swing here, and he goes, okay, that's cool. But the drums they're kind of flat here. Like fucking expand my drums or do whatever you want. Put more fills
yeah,
in there. And he's using it as a tool, and then he still mixes everything down. Like he breaks it to stems and so on.
yeah.
Is that any more artistry than somebody that goes in there and types the prompt in? Like, do they just type it in and they accept the very first thing? They're not even gonna fucking iterate.
Let me tell you, those are the worst records.
Gonna...
I I have a problem with the prompter, the prompt producer.
Yeah.
Big problem with that. I didn't produce records like physically like create instrumentals in about I want to say 12, 11 years, right? So I go out, and before that I was using like Fruity Loops back in the day. I had
Mm-hmm.
an MPC, a lot of MIDI controllers, and what was the other one with the racks on it? Reason, remember Reason?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I was producing on all that, late '90s, early 2000s, whatever. I opened my studio. I left all the production alone. I just engineered and produced in the sense where I went out, bought a machine, started cooking samples. I might play something out on a controller on the machine, shoot it to the Suno, tell it how I wanted to do it, add a staccato flavor here, do this, whatever. Give me my sample pack.
Yep. Yep.
Drop that.
That's it right
That's
there.
cool. That's how you use it.
Yes. That's it. But so okay. So what is it that makes art art in general? Like, because it's a very difficult thing to define fully. But the prompt, and especially this is another little number there. 97% of people cannot hear the difference between AI and actual instruments or singer. So with that being the case, like people can't tell the difference. but
Yeah,
when you say
you
out
can't
loud,
now.
huh?
You can't now. Like
Three
a real
percent. It's the
producer's,
engineers. That's the only ones that can hear it.
but a real producer's record, right? Like if you hear a well-produced record, you're not gonna have a 60-second intro on your record, right? So
Right.
Suno, 11 Labs, all these little AI, especially the free ones, forget about it. Your whole intro is I for
Cha
a minute.
cha.
Yep, for a minute. Then if they're writing it in Suno, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Braveheart Alliance and the sayings are not human.
No.
Like, and I also feel like when they write it, there's another thing I noticed. When it's prompted in Suno and you go into Suno and you put "Make me a song about butterflies," that song won't be on beat and it will not have any breaths.
Yeah. No.
If you
Zero.
write your lyrics and then, like, literally, I'll write it in my notepad on my phone,
Yeah.
email myself the notepad, what I wrote,
Yeah.
copy paste it into Suno.
Yeah.
She will have breaths. If I write it in Suno like this, she won't have any breaths. Weird, right? Yeah, yeah.
I haven't tried
It's
that.
like it, no. Let me. And also another thing I noticed. I'm telling. It sounds crazy, right? Next time you play with it, trust
Yeah.
you'll be like, what? Don't write it in your Suno like this.
Okay. Okay.
Write it outside of Suno. Write it in on something,
And
and
it will
it
not
adds
have
more
breaths.
human. You're gonna listen to my records. If you listen to my
Yeah.
records,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
my records have breaths. How many AI records do you hear breaths? Listen how tight the bars are in an AI song.
Yeah.
Right? You listen to mine, it's like a human.
Yeah.
You hear her breathe.
You
A
definitely
lot
do.
of AI, you don't hear her breathe. You hear.
Which it's actually funny though because like in hip hop you typically will take the breaths out, right? Like
I leave the breaths in though in my AI.
right on the
I'm
AI
back.
specifically. Why?
Yeah.
Because it makes it more human that way.
Yes.
Even though in humans you take them out.
Like for me, I feel like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've listened to thousands of records, AI records. There a lot of people, even the ones that have the record deals, I feel like this shit is trash, bro. It's all prompted garbage.
Yes.
I can tell. I
Because
can
you have
tell.
the ear. That's why 3%. I guarantee you that 3% was the engineers. Like that was people that actually have an ear that has been trained. Because like the general public doesn't know. They barely ever know what they're looking at when they see an artist doing something either technical or um, just not popularized. Like I listen to a lot of loop artists. Like I like a live act that will use a looper and they'll build the track right out of out of nothing and like they just got one sound, and it's
Yeah, like an
great.
RD8 in the background, right?
Yeah,
And then they got the guitar player and the guy rapping or singing. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's
seeing that.
awesome.
The public when you do that in front of them, they have zero idea how difficult
Yeah,
it is to do what that guy's doing. And they're like, okay, and they just keep walking. It's like, do y'all not? Yeah, I see this shit. There's an artist that comes by. His name's L Dub. Travels in a fucking, like a what is that? The Jetta vans or whatever, the Volkswagen vans, and like
mm-hmm.
he's just that's all he does is he lives on the road and just goes beach to beach essentially, and it's a beautiful life. But I was looking at the crowd because I was like, this is gonna be busy because he's actually he's very talented. My first time seeing him live, I'm like, there's like 12 people here right now. What the fuck? What? And the people that were there, they didn't even know what they were watching because it's like after he did this amazing like build up and breakdown, people just pretty much it was like I'm sitting there going, yo, yeah, I see
Yeah.
you, fucking, and it's like a personal show at that point because he's like, yeah, I'm doing this for that guy.
But he loves to do it. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
he does it,
oh
right?
yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it's about, man.
If
That's
you
why we do what we do.
if you would do it,
And
would you do it without pay?
yeah, I've done. I'm doing my AI without pay, right?
That's exactly it.
I didn't
Like,
expect it, like, I got some streams, but
yeah.
the AI takes up a lot of like creating. Like, I have to write all this music,
Hmm.
produce all this music, and I release a song a week for one artist, and another 2 songs a week that I release every week.
Wait. Okay, I gotta stop you there. So you've been an artist yourself though, yeah?
Yeah, I started writing music at 14.
Okay. So
I played a
so
bunch of instruments growing up,
oh, did you? Okay,
all
so you
through.
have a musical background.
Yeah, trombone, trumpet, clarinet,
Oh hell
flute, drums, all in grammar school.
yeah.
I stopped, middle school, and I started writing. All my boys were rapping, and in my neighborhood, everybody rapped. I grew up in Yonkers, so everybody was rapping. I started rapping, and I rapped till I was like 29, and then I opened my studio and I stopped rapping because I felt like it was a conflict of interest for people to get mixed by a rapper.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
Why? What makes you say that? Because
because check it out, it's business, baby. They're gonna hear your music and be like, why does this music sound better than mine?
for the same reason that every time I hear like a band and they say that they mixed it, I'd be like, I bet you I can tell who mixed it. Let me hear the record. I'll listen to it and I'll be like, all right, it was the guitar player that mixed this album. They're like, how did you know that? Because he's the fucking he's out front the entire time. Like you know it
But
just
I'm
because.
yeah, now you do. That's how people feel, right?
Yeah.
So I've always written like I've written for many artists, through my me owning a studio. I've always written and I've always loved to write. I was creative writing in college. So for me it was like I had like 80 songs on standby for an artist I was writing for, and they used like 8 out of 100 songs, and I had the rest of them. So when I started getting into AI, I just started applying them.
And you're
You
like
know,
you get to go back through that fire. You get to go like, oh shit, yes. I am the fucking shit. I love that feeling of like going back on some older shit that I forgot about entirely and going, holy shit, man, you got some fucking bar. Well, really, it's through my phone. Like you got some bars. Um,
yes, I got lucky because I updated my iCloud, and in my notepad they just all popped up like a week before I got into the AI. And I got into the AI because a client of mine unfortunately had to go away, and
yeah,
they gave him 10 years. And I was consulting for him, very talented. Big shout out to my boy Bucci. Um, and his people reached out to me and was like, "Look, you guys, he has 100 records in my studio, but a lot of them didn't have choruses. Some of them he didn't get the rights to the instrumentals.
yeah.
So I was talking to another engineer, and they were doing AI music. That guy in my studio, and he was like, "Just get Suno, dude, and you can just figure it out." I was like, "All right, let me try it." I was against AI. I'm like, "Fuck AI. This is gonna put me out of fucking business." I was pissed, right?
And it still
And
might. It still might put you out of business for mixing.
I actually got contacted by one of the big companies. They
Yeah.
asked for model mixing, and they wanted to pay me $30 an hour, and I denied it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's not enough. Sorry." I
Make the
don't
number
think
go up.
the human engineer. I think engineers like me and a few others aren't gonna go out of business if you adapt the technology. Like what I might end up doing if it becomes like automatic mixing is the thing, I will get a subscription to it, and I'll offer free mixing in my studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Because why would you not take you up on that offer? Because it's like you're going to be able to direct anybody, even if they're using AI, even if they're not like if they're going to record and they need somewhere to record, then but if it comes to AI, I guess if it comes to AI and they say go in, they do their vocals on their phone and then they put it into AI, is that any different than going through a DAW?
Yeah, think about it. You're gonna record in a $2 iPhone mic, or you're gonna record in a $4,000 Newman.
Hey, that's a
You're
that's
gonna
a twelve
process
hundred
that.
dollar mic.
You're gonna process. You're gonna process that through some cloud, or you're gonna process it through like a Thunderbolt Apollo X8. You know what I mean? With Mongami wires, and like you're gonna
Actually,
have quality.
there's a reason why the professionals use professional equipment. I knew the answer to that one. I had to see your opinion on it because like, dude, I've gotten people that literally record on their phone, and I don't. If you can get a good enough, like a good enough quality to where I can work with it, and your room isn't like you're in the middle of a hallway or something, then okay, good man. I can work with it. It's not. It's gonna take work and it's gonna cost more, but I'll do it. Like, and I can make it
I
sound
won't.
just
I will not record off of that little Band Lab app. I'm mix off that Band Lab app.
Ha.
All I hear, there's too many dirty artifacts in it. I don't want it. I don't want to play with it. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to want to pay for the amount of time it's going to take for me to clean up that vocal.
They have to, and they
Um,
have to pay it up front.
yeah, they don't want to. Like
Yep.
it's hard enough like getting somebody like touch a mix. Like if you're mixing a record and you're like, I know, like you ran out of time. You had a 2 hour session. You spent 45 minutes on this record. Yeah, I got the record dialed in the hour, and the next hour. But you know, I didn't even get a chance to really touch the stems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your vocals sound great. You got a three-part harmony on your chorus that needs to be addressed. There needs to be some balance there. Certain things need to be addressed in this mix. And 90% of the time, that shit will be on Instagram that night.
Oh
They
yeah.
don't even give a shit.
Yeah. Hey, it sounds good. It's like I believe we spoke about what I call creator's disease, where when you make something, like when every time when you make either your first rap song, you make your first guitar riff even, but like on the bigger scale where you're making full songs, you make a full song, your very first one. Who knows how long it took you? It could have taken you a month to do that one song, but you start showing it off. You show it to everybody you know. You are so proud of that song, and there's it's great, and everybody's because they're your people. They're like, yeah, it's good, yeah. You listen to that a month later, 6 months later, and you're gonna go, yeah, it's not that it's not as good as I thought it was, but it's pretty good. 1 year, it's only gonna take 1 year, and you will say, yo, hey, never show anybody that shit ever again. Actually, I'm
Quality,
never
yeah,
saying it. That was not me.
yeah.
Like,
It's funny because like I've been doing music since cassette,
yeah,
right? I started on cassette 4 track, even before 4 track. When I was growing up, people were recording with two Panasonic radios. You play the beat on one radio. You got your two or three friends that are gonna get on this beat. You put the other radio, and the rapper raps in the middle. And
bro.
if one person fucks up, you got to redo the whole thing.
Limitation is the mother of all creation. So like when you are completely limited, you have no way of doing that, but you want to do that thing, you will figure it out every single time. You will always
Yeah,
figure it out. Or you'll make a bunch of excuses on why you can't do it, and that's where that hustler mentality from the beginning comes in. Because like we
my
were sitting
first
there, we were doing that same
my
shit.
first studio, yeah, was all tape decks.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had like three double tape decks wired into some like janky mixer, or however I wired it at like 15 years old. I had a stage mic with duct tape on it because it was the screen, the top of the screen was
Yeah.
broken. Then I got one of those little filter caps from Radio Shack, and I would record it, and I would do songs with my friends, and that next, we'd rewind that tape. I always had that master tape. I rewind it, play that back out of that tape deck, and the mic is going through that middle tape deck, and you're adding your double ups
Yep.
on top. And
Yep.
I adjust the volume on that janky mixer, that mic line, right? And then you got to pass the mic quick when it's the next guy's turn.
Yo, you better not even pass it because you're gonna get all the. So so you can hear it going across the fucking guy's shirt. So we would do my brother's tape decks. It was in his room, but it was the big fucking. It was the big fuck off. Like you're not moving it around, and it was on the floor in his room. So the mic is
Oh,
all the
like
way.
one of those little fishers
Oh,
that
dude, it's so
yeah,
fucking big. It's fucking huge. You're not moving it around. So like, we would have to go and like pretty much get in push-up position. The mic is all the way to the ground because that's where the mic is. We'll get in
oh,
push-up position. We'll do that and then roll out of the way while the other one rolls in the spot. Da, 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 da. Like that's it's dedication to the thing that you love, and I think that that's what allows you to outwork everybody else. Is that
yeah.
you have the passion for it, and it's not just an interest. You're not a hobbyist. You're like making the excuse. If I don't have that, then I can't do it. No, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it
Like
out.
I tell people all the time, like I already make music. I do music for a living. Like I've been fortunate enough to like buy a house with music and live my life and buy my car, and I've done all right for myself.
Yeah.
Cause we always want more. Of course we do, but I'm comfortable. I can't really complain. I'm very fortunate. I thank God every day that I do what I love for a living. And I just keep pushing. I'm always gonna change with the times, and I'm always gonna try to outgrind everybody.
Yes.
Like I have this thing where no doesn't exist. So when people like I had other engineers that I spoke to that are good friends of mine for a decade plus,
Yeah.
and they're like, wow, nobody's gonna accept this AI stuff. And I'm bugging, bro. I don't care what they accept. I'm already doing music for it.
Right.
Like, what difference does it make to me, right? So I'm already going hard at it. Like,
I love taking people's advice they're not even in the music industry at all, and they're like, nah, this is not gonna work. This is that. You don't even know. You have no idea what it takes to do this thing. Not only do you know what it takes to do this thing because of experience, but you know how much you know how much work you're willing to put in. Like that's the reason why I hadn't done, I hadn't released, I still haven't released an official track in like 15 years of my own stuff, um, and that's because like I'm not really worried about me. I'm on the other side of the mic now, managing artists. I learned the business now, and it's like okay, that's where my interest and passion lies. But I still write. I still have tracks, and I could put them out at any time. But I know what it takes to make that work, like to especially organic, like we said before. There's only two ways to make it. It's either sweat equity or with money. And I ain't got 300,000 to put into it to actually make it happen. I don't have the time. I don't want to put in the time to keep up with the socials the way you're supposed to. I don't want to do those things, but I don't mind doing it with another artist. I'll tell them all day. I'll give them the recipe to cook all day. It's on them. Like I'll even go buy the groceries, but you gotta cook. That's the only thing.
That's right. And if they're gonna listen, they're gonna listen. Like that's why I don't manage artists. I don't manage artists. I'll
No,
consult, but
you don't manage
you
artists. See, I
know,
didn't know that. I thought you did,
nope. I refuse to manage artists.
but you
I,
consult.
I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
You and
Okay.
your manager can hire me to give you game.
Yes.
I
Yes.
will give you a game plan. I will tell you how to grind, and I'll tell you how to cook.
To me that's
If
that's the business manager. To me that's the business manager because like every artist seems to think that okay, so what's the team that they believe you need? They go you need a manager, you need a booking agent,
yeah,
and well I mean that's really all I need. I don't really need a team. I need an assistant. That's what I need. And then it's like okay, how about a business manager, a financial manager, a day-to-day manager? That's they deal with all the stuff that you don't want to. They're almost an assistant, honestly. Um, with the stuff that they deal with. They're gonna deal with your fucking mental health's going. They're gonna be the ones to do it,
yeah.
to help you. Then you have your if you're doing shows, if you're doing live shows, you're gonna have your road manager. Then you got booking. Then you got a lawyer that you should he better been the second person you put on your team. Like people don't want to
Like for
pay.
me, I'm more of a like I believe like I like to build the brand, right?
Yeah.
So like if an artist comes to me, like I've done everything from like worked with children, right? Like to the point where like a parent will come to me and they'll say, "My son can sing. I want him to be Justin Bieber."
No, you don't.
And you're like, "Well, I'm honest with people.
Yeah.
You can hire me, but unless you're willing to spend X, Y, and Z on their career,
Yes.
it's not a realistic thing.
Yep.
Are you willing to take away your child's childhood? Because it's going to be work,
The answer is yes. They are always willing.
right? But then, but I enjoy building the brand. So that's like, even for me, like I built my brand Union Music, right? Like
Yes.
everybody thought I was crazy when I opened my studio. Like, oh yeah, that people are gonna come record. Yeah, shit, they come record, right? But I was able to build my brand, and I kept my brand in everybody's face. When Instagram first launched, I was already open, and I was like the first person I ever saw putting like a promotional flyer on Instagram, like as far as a business flyer,
Yep.
and this is when Instagram didn't have reels or videos or anything.
Yeah.
Like I
It was
was
just pictures.
promoting. Yo, I would take a picture on my board or put my business card on the fader, take a picture of it. Need studio time? You couldn't even add music to it, I don't think, back
No.
then. Like,
No, you couldn't.
just a picture.
That's it. That's what it was
You know,
about. It was all about
I
the
think I was
pictures.
doing that on Vine too. I think I was doing it on Vine, at the time too.
Taking
But
advantage of technology when it came out.
that's what it's about. You
You're an
have to
early adopter,
utilize
is what it
everything.
is.
You have to utilize everything, and now I'm utilizing AI because I don't want to manage artists, so I curated my own artists. Like I don't have to tell the artist, oh, you have to be here at this time to record the song, and I have to buy you tea, and then you're gonna complain to me about this, that, and the third, or you don't feel good that day. I could literally write a record, right? Have the production, write a record, put it all together, and sit with that record for a week if I have to until it's perfect
Yep.
on my own time at home.
Yeah. You get to curate the entire process. The pushback I think for everybody is that they don't they feel I feel like they feel lied to is what it is. I don't think anybody really cares. I mean, how much are we making per stream? That nobody cares about the artist then. How many of your friends and family share your music specifically? It's like, well, no, not many of them. My real people do. That's it's really frustrating for artists to do that, and I understand why people they feel tricked because they don't really They don't understand the technology. They don't have a what would you say, like a defined palette for music. Like they if I like it, if it makes me fucking my hips move, then fucking good to go.
Yeah, the only reason people care is because their favorite artist is complaining about it.
Yep, that's it.
And why is their favorite artist that has people writing for them,
Yes.
auto tune, 100 damn effects put on their voice, surgeries on their vocal cords, this, that, and the third, touched up pictures, and they're complaining because
But that's real.
a guy in their bedroom is making records that are going number one on Billboard,
Yes.
and they're not.
Yeah.
So if you're that good of an artist, utilize it for yourself.
That's it. You
Jimmy
can do this.
Iovine said it best.
Yeah, you
Jimmy
can do it,
Iovine said
right?
it best.
Well, you can do what I do. Go ahead, do it. Do it. I'll give you the recipe. I'll show you how it's done. Come on over. And
You
like,
know how many people are doing it and their music sucks?
yep.
I hear it every day. I am in the AI business, right? Like people label me like an AI executive now because I've curated these artists and I'm pushing them organically like they're real artists, right?
And your label.
And my label, right? So they're like, people don't really care if it's a robot. They don't give a shit. If the song is knocking, it's knocking. But I am an investigator. I will go on every streaming platform, YouTube. I will be on TikTok, Instagram, and I listen to all my competition. I want to know who's competition.
Right.
And there's not much out there.
And what
And
are
I
y'all
was
doing?
so
What are you doing?
grateful
What
to
are you doing?
Spotify for removing 75 million songs 3 days ago. Thank you, because I didn't get removed. I didn't get removed.
Yep. Those you
That's
know you
all
know
it
exactly
was.
what those were. Those were just straight up prompts, and they put it in, and it's the same as 12 other songs or 12 million songs that are on there already. It's like,
It's the ham and cheese sandwich song. Ham and
yeah,
cheese sandwich.
yes,
Yeah, it's those.
yes,
But Jimmy Iovine said it good. He was like, Happy Birthday is the number one song or something, and a singer can sing Happy Birthday, or they sing, singers are singing when other people are writing for them. People are using auto tune. That's AI. It's technology. VST. It's all tech.
right.
The same way they were complaining about samples back in the day, they were complaining about synthesizers and different things changing in music. They're complaining about this now, but I strongly believe that this is the future of music. Like I bet on it. That this is the
It's not even the future. It is the present that people are catching up to. That's the reality of it. It's already here. It's already people are they are successful. There's a lot of artists that are AI, that are doing fucking great. Like they're doing amazing things. They're getting paid, which is what all the other musicians want to do. Cool. If you don't like it, then fucking grab yourself an AI. I could never see myself doing that. Why? Because like you're a purist, right? Like you not only did you not use samples, okay, because you're in hip hop, so I know. Did you play any instruments on the record? Oh, you didn't do that before. Okay. Were you inspired by? Were you inspired by anybody in your past that shaped your sound or your intellect when it comes to the music shit? Yeah, every person ever. Okay. So samples, sample packs, like nobody was bitching about sample packs. They're like, yeah, you just
yeah.
put these loops together. Now I'm a producer. Ah, I mean,
Look at DJs. DJs are DJing on their laptop.
that
They're
kills me.
DJing on their laptop.
I
There's no
know,
turntables anymore. There's
bro.
no CDs no more, right?
I did
So what's
okay.
the difference?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this out loud on here, which is like, I ain't never said it before, but uh, we got paid to do to DJ like an after party for a wedding. Great money. It was like $600 for like 3 hours. I was like,
Yeah,
sweet,
beat
fucking,
that.
that's easy. And then they wanted to extend us, and I mean, it was already like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, damn, bro, like, is it? I mean, I made enough. Yeah, because they decided they was gonna pay us double, so they was gonna pay us essentially $400 an hour. I'm like, yeah, no, we'll stay as long as you want. Go ahead, man. And fucking for the last 2 hours, yeah, we had the decks there, but I'm just sitting there on Spotify, just going, all right, here, and like,
I would have just do a playlist. I would have went
that's what it
wedding
was.
playlist.
That's what it
Play.
was. I mean, it was somebody else's playlist. I put, like, and I just went on there. But they didn't know the difference. They didn't care. They had just as good of a time. The same
Yeah.
thing happens with AI music. Like they hear it and they like, oh shit, this is good. Nobody was complaining about the DMX doing soul. Like I don't remember which song it was, but it was a great song. Like him doing soul was fucking, mwah. I fuck with it, and you're
You
gonna get
know,
to see that.
another thing that I try to really like do to set myself apart from what a lot of people are doing too with the AI is like say you have a record, right? You're like, yo, GWOP, I got a client. I produced the beat. He's looking for a chorus. You interested in getting your artist Jade on the chorus? Yeah, no problem. I put my AI on industry beats, on other people's beats. It's not like the shit spit out of Suno. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I did a remix to a song. Big shout to my boy Propane K. He was actually the first artist. Yeah, you just interviewed him.
yeah.
You
Just a
know what I'm
couple days ago.
saying? He was the first artist that did a record with me. And we were fortunate enough to get it on a mix show on FM on iHeartRadio, which was a big look in New York because they don't
Yes.
play it, right? So, but if you listen to the record, you can't tell it's like an AI artist on the chorus, right? Then
Right.
he did a record. He had a remix to a record called New York. We did a couple months, like maybe like a month and a half ago,
Okay.
where he dropped his record a while ago, and he had the beat and everything, and he was like, "Yo, WAP, you want to throw J16 on this?" Yeah. So I'm like people can hit me up and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this Wu Triumph beat. Can you want to get on it?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The
I throw
answer's
her
always
on
yeah.
everything. Yo, I throw her on everything just like a regular artist,
Yep.
and I don't think a lot of AI guys that are out there are doing anything like that. Don't Nobody's doing that. Like
Yeah.
I try to really like step away from like the whole it's AI when I just she's an artist and I'm gonna put her on everything
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do everything just like a regular artist would do, right? Okay, she can't perform yet, but at the end of the day, with the holograms overseas, that's coming,
It's coming.
right? I will buy the hologram machine and I will put it in a show and play her, have the DJ play a record.
I play her on a
It'll
fucking
probably be
video
all this
screen
stuff.
right now. Right now, we can put it on a video screen in the back right there. You don't. They don't care. They don't. If you know and admit that it's AI, like some sold out tours from Death Clock, which used to have that cartoon on Adult Swim, and then there's the Gorillas. The Gorillas are you don't even know if they're there that night. You have no idea because all you're seeing is a screen. Nobody cares. They're selling out stadiums. So nobody really cares then because they're like, oh, it's people. How do you know that? Like, I know who it is. You know, it's Dell. Like, it's Dell and it's freaking the dude from Blur. But, like, that made me think about would you, like, it's all about entertainment. So I've seen rap is notorious for having the worst live shows already, though. Like, really, truly. It's like, dude, watching somebody do karaoke to their own album, it pisses me off really bad. It's like
Yeah.
that's worse than
And
an AI for sure.
and a lot of like the rap shows in New York are all prepaid things. Like you're going there and you're surrounded by another bunch of artists that are paying to be there, and you're performing for them. There's no real fan base there. I was talking about this 10 years ago. I did a
Yes.
podcast and I spoke about this where it was all a scam. And I told artists you gotta hit the road running and you gotta set up your own real shows, do those little bars, and you gotta be outside and really move around and let the fans touch you and find fans,
Yes.
right? Because how do you make friends? The same way you make fans. If you're a cool motherfucker, people gonna fuck with you. If
All
people
day.
like the music you putting out, they gonna fuck with you. It's like that whether you're doing R&B, pop, hip hop. It doesn't matter. All music, right? So that's all it is. Just be real to yourself. There's no future in front. Just be
None.
real and do what you love to do, and the universe is gonna line everything up for you. If you're a hard worker, it's gonna work out. That's it.
100%. That's it doesn't matter what you do. Like that's what we was kind of getting at earlier, which is the passion. Like if somebody that loves the game and loves what they do, they could do. I'd be doing this regardless of if I'm getting paid. Now, would I have to do other things to make sure that I could do this? Absolutely. But the nine to
Yeah.
five funds the dream until you can go ahead and step out, and that is your 9 to 5, which is never 9 to 5. Just so y'all know, if you don't like late nights and lots of missed sleep, then don't do it. Um,
I do a lot of different things. I do music. Music is my bread and butter, right?
yeah.
But I also do like to give back. Like I also work for a nonprofit. They subcontract me
What
to do a hip hop therapy program. Big shout out to TUC.
what is it?
Um, what happened?
What's the name of the profit the
The
nonprofit?
company is called Teens Under Construction.
Okay.
My people's Yogi and Shamar out of New York. They bring kids into me, right? Troubled kids, and they help. We teach them how to create music, and they put their feelings on wax, basically, right? And then I was also fortunate enough to get subcontracted out to a group home where I built a studio on their grounds for them and taught the staff how to operate the studio,
Yes.
created a curriculum, and did cool stuff like that. So it's not just in the studio work. Like I do work out of the studio too, and I think like keeping music alive for the little ones and
It's
having it
crucial.
as a escape for them is important because music saved my life. That's how I look at it. Like
Hmm.
I got a lot of friends that didn't make it. You know what I mean? And I could have been somewhere else, right? So I gotta be grateful for what I have. You know what I'm saying? And if I can give back in any way, I always try to.
And I think that's the number one thing that if we all did that, that tomorrow the entire world could be a much better place. And I know that sounds idealistic, or it sounds like kind of naive, but the thing is that if we made that decision to change it tomorrow and actually help other people when you can, not ask you to break your neck over it, but yes, like help other people, make that a priority in your life, like that whole
Yeah.
10%, like paying tithes. Well, it doesn't say specifically money. You can literally donate 10% of your time to your community, and it will repay you a million times over. And
And
I'm
yeah,
not.
it doesn't take much. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it
take
really
much.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
Like for me to meet a kid, or like for them, they bring a group of kids to me that never wrote a song in their life, and it's a hip hop therapy program, right?
Yeah,
So they'll put a beat on and they'll all write 8 bars. What if they don't know how to write 8 bars, right? So I teach them. I teach them how to count bars, and I
exactly.
teach them about song formatting, and I say, this is how you do it. People, everybody loves music, right? Music is the soundtrack to everyone's lives,
Hmm.
no matter what genre it is, where you're from. If you're not listening, if you only listen to AM, you listen to AM. But I would think that probably 90% of the world listens to music, right? And it's an escape for some people. Like it was an escape for me. When I could have been getting into trouble,
I mean, I
I was in the
was.
studio. I was in the studio, man. I was like, I'm gonna make a track tonight. That's what I was on. Literally from like 16 to 29. Never took a
Went at it
break.
heavy.
I never took a break.
Yeah.
And then at 29, I opened the studio, and
Cut.
I'll be 46 in November.
Yeah. See, so you have a couple years on me, but not many. I'm 40. Be 41 in November, and it's like really like it's funny to see the progression in technology and what it meant. Like I saw an argument that they were talking about. We're talking about AI right now as it's taking the job. So to get a studio back in the day with all the gear, like the gear itself was so incredibly expensive. There was no home studios. That was not a thing. So
Yeah, it
like
wasn't.
there's no way you were gonna get. You're not gonna spend the money. So like they would go, okay, well, we got to go to the studio. We got to treat it. One, we got to treat it fucking seriously. That's the one thing that I think lost. But also, the amount once they put it on a DAW, like once they actually got it to a computer and people could put it in their house, that became, oh, well, everybody can make music now. Like it doesn't make the other stuff special. It's like, well, yeah, no, actually, you're gonna find people making shit in their rooms, in their garages, in their wherever they can because they got the passion. They're gonna make the music anywhere, and like it the old heads would say that it ruined music because anybody can do it now. It's not that special. Whereas now with AI, anybody can do it, but it still comes down to the reason they pay Rick Rubin: taste. That man said he says he don't know shit about music. He says he doesn't
That's
know.
what it is.
It's
It's
taste. That's it.
taste, and that you just I couldn't have said it any better, my brother. Like it's taste. If you know what a good record is, the world like if your taste in music is good, people will like your taste, right?
Yeah.
There's so much bad music, but then again, a lot of executives in the industry have bad taste
Yes. Absolutely. Being
because
being
there's a lot of
successful.
music in the last, I would say, I'll give it, I'll say 12 years, 13 years, that has been very questionable. And what people label as industry plants,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what they call them. I feel like they try to push the sound a certain way, and I feel like SoundCloud artists really like cracked open a lot of stuff for people. The SoundCloud artists really changed the game up, right? Because those were the first artists really getting picked up off the internet, right? Like
Mixtape. Well, mix it. You okay? Well, if we go back, like you already brought them up, so we're gonna bring it back. So it goes from we're in the how do people discover music now? What's the number one way you figure they discover it?
social media.
Social media. 100%. It's the tool that every artist has to use and doesn't want to. Um, but it's like, it was there. Okay, so they all have the same dream. It's like, oh, all I got to do, get my stuff on social, make sure I got my algorithm, and they think that they're just gonna get plucked up out of their situation and put into something else. Just like prior to that, it was SoundCloud. It was before SoundCloud, it was
MySpace.
yeah, no, even before after that, it was, oh shit, what the hell is it called?
You
It's
had that crack, that piff.
Dat Piff. That was the one. Dat Piff, which they just retired this past year. It made me sad. Like I didn't go on it anymore, but I just saw that they closed it down. I was like, damn. Um, but no, like that's so it was Dat Piff. So it was the mixtape rappers. Like right before that, it was mixtape all the way through 2000s. Like that was the
Yeah,
way. So like
and now the new mixtape is the streaming service.
yeah, yeah, it is. And you can put it now. You got to go through if you want to use YouTube Beats or all these other things. You can't go through the main distributors because they go, no, no, you can't be on Spotify if you ain't got a distributor. You
Yeah,
can't be.
I am anti YouTube beat myself,
Of course,
but
producer.
I know a lot of artists that can't afford. I always tell artists like at least lease the beat. Like even when you lease the beat, it's not guaranteed you're gonna be able to put it out through a distributor.
Yep.
Especially nowadays with all the crackdowns they're doing. And I think that the crackdowns are good for people that are really making music, right?
Yes.
Like the fact that they're cracking down on all this extra AI stuff and all the YouTube instrumentals, and you can't really drop a freestyle, hip hop freestyle anymore, and
Yeah.
the samples, and they're really moving tight, is going to open the floodgates for real artistry. People that are really writing their stuff, people that are producing their stuff, not these people that are just downloading beats and
Using
putting them out, right?
using the same thing that everybody else has got. That's the other part where I don't, originality, and I guess that's something that faded as well with time. Like in the '90s, I would say like and prior, but like in my memory, in the '90s, it was really like if you weren't original, if you didn't have a distinct sound, or you were biting somebody else's sound, like they were gonna come find you. Like that is not
Yeah,
it
oh
is not
yeah.
permissible. You have to pay for that, and so like, but now what you see is like type beats. Wait, you want okay? So I get that you want to be like you want to say that you're in that same genre or same set, but like
It's
there's
a sample of somebody's beat. That's all
yes,
it is. It's a
yes,
remake.
it's a
Like
remake. That's all it
that's
is. You're
the
recycling
originality
that
is
same
important,
shit.
man. Like I hate the biters shit. I hate biters, man. Like I've strived so hard my whole career to like be original.
Yes.
Even to my name, right? Like my buddy John Solo gave me my name GWOP, right?
Yeah.
I've had GWOP forever, right? And most people think it means money.
Yeah.
It kind of means money, but it's an acronym for gain wealth, opportunity, and prosperity, right? So like most people would just say, "Oh, Don the GWOP." My real name is Don. My parents named me Donnie. Like that's my real name, right? Like you want to be yourself. There's no future in front.
it, and the mask gets heavy. If you're fronting, that's a mask, and you're portraying a character. And if that's what you're doing for your musical thing, like okay, I get it, but you got to wear it all the time. You got to be in that mode all the time, and that's got to be your socials. That's got to be your like. It's got to match the brand, your personality,
Yeah,
because it's gonna be you. Like, and they're gonna if you actually
back
make it, like
back to the
they're gonna
brand,
pay
right?
attention. Yeah, it's all about brand.
Curating that brand and making that brand undeniable and saying
Hmm.
that what's gonna make somebody want to fuck with your product?
Right?
Why do people go and buy Poland Spring?
Why is that?
You know, because the water tastes good, right? It's a household name now, right?
But it's all
They've been
water.
around
Water's
for
all
a
the
long
same.
time.
Water's all the same.
Water's not all the same.
It's
Just like
not.
music's not all the same, right?
Right. It's not,
Like
but it's
clothing
labeled
line.
as that thing. It is labeled as that thing. It's labeled as music. It's labeled as, this is a type beat. But like, nah, bruh. Like anybody that's actually listening. That's the thing. Is like I think that the imperfections that it goes both ways. I think that there's gonna be a group of people, a camp that's like, nah, we're not doing any AI anything, and we push away. Cool. That's Bandcamp. They said no AI anything. And then you got the full AI, and that's going to be a market that they can't deny, and they're both going to exist at the same exact time. Like it's like, oh, but they can put out. That's the one thing I say that AI does have the advantage on is that you can put out a song every single day for a very long time if you're good at it. I mean, I could easily do a song a day if that was my only goal was to put out a song a day with Suno. Easy, I could do that, and it'd be quality. But it'd take every single, you take 8 hours on a damn song on that, but still,
Yeah,
It
it
still
takes
time.
time. Like when you like, I'm real picky with my writing, right? And
Yeah.
especially like if I'm doing a feature with somebody, like my boy Propane will send me a record, right? Now I have the little rapper Seize the Day, right? And all my artists are named after me.
Okay.
So Jade is just AI Don, JAID, just AI Don,
Dope.
and then
That's dope. I
yeah,
didn't realize that. I did
and then
not realize
Seize
that.
the Day, yeah, and then Seize the Day is Don AI. So Seize the Don AI, right? Seize the Day, DAI.
Dude.
But you know, I create records, and I'm so picky about the way I put out my records. You know, I even tag my songs. Most people aren't tagging their AI artists. Like I have a tag on my records. Like I tag
Absolutely.
my records,
Every artist should
right?
have a
So
tag that is theirs.
people are like, yo, you tagging it? Yeah, I'm producing it. I'm writing it. I'm making a whole damn record. I'm gonna let people know it's me, right?
Yes.
So I'm all about being very picky about my records. I All my records are from real life experience. I don't write about bullshit. If I'm doing a hip hop street record, it's some shit that I know about, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's a love song, maybe it's my homegirl getting, was venting to me one day, or it's a situation I was in, just flipped from a woman's perspective
Right.
for Jade, right?
Yeah.
So everything is like that. Everything you listen to that I put together is like that from top to bottom. I'm very meticulous with my music. I don't like to put out trash.
Who the
You
fuck
know what I
does? You
mean?
only get one. You really only get one musical impression before because if somebody they see all your marketing, you actually reach the right audience and so on, like because you've pushed it. They're gonna go. Maybe they even got it because most people a suggestion from a friend will push you to actually listen to something almost always. So
Yeah.
they'll listen to it and they'll go either they're gonna like it or they're gonna hate it. And if they hate it, then they're not going to give you a second chance. They're not going to be like, you know what? Yeah. The next time they hear your name, they're like associated with no, gross. I'm not doing that. Like,
Like 85% of the listeners of my female artists are women.
yeah,
85%,
that's interesting.
right?
I bet your
Yeah,
social numbers are different.
85% are women. And it is interesting, right? Because it's a guy writing for a girl. But I've been writing so long, man. I love writing. It's a true passion of mine. I love to write records. I like to sit with people and collab
Mm-hmm.
and sit and write a song. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, let's do a collab. Check this beat out." Sit in the room with them and like really put it down. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Yo, I got this idea for the chorus. Let's do the hook like this." And then I'm giving them feedback and we building the chorus. And then I'm getting my
It's magic.
16
That's
together.
studio magic right there.
I love it, man. I
Yeah.
love it. Like me and my boy Propane, we do that. We ping pong a lot of records. He sends me a lot of records. I'll send him records, and that's like me and him. We really been going at it hard. He drops every week too.
See, that's
You
the
know,
your numbers, like both of y'all's numbers, is absolutely crazy. You know that, right? Like you know that's this is not normal. You have some type of sickness.
like I dropped. It's been 22 weeks, 22 songs with Jade, and 12 weeks, 12 songs with Seize the Day.
And you're
And
promoting
Propane
each
K, I
song.
think missed. Propane K's dropped every week with me. 22 weeks straight, we haven't missed a week, a Friday. And he just dropped his EP.
Yeah.
It came out a little later because he was having some difficulties with a producer or whatever. But that came out. Kukos versus Cujo, recorded, mixed, and mastered by me at my studio. Um, and that's out now on all DSPs. Really fire track, really fire EP. Different, really, really hard New York. Like they got some shit on there. Bigger skills than him did a nice job on that project.
What
Um,
and he did now he did that where did you record at?
my house, my house, my
Okay.
studio.
So it wasn't like you didn't I'm gonna comment on this real quick because it was something that came up it wasn't recent but it was a while ago that I didn't even know how to address it really, and it was the fact that so there's a dude that I taught to drive, taught him how to operate a DAW and everything, and um, he decided to build a studio, and he's like, I'm gonna build. He literally was taking my studio plans and like just trying to see if he could do it,
That'll happen.
and I was like, but I'll give you the recipe all day and see what you can make with it. Let's see. I don't. I mean, there's so many fans out there that I don't get jealous of. Oh, you think this is a competition? This game isn't a competition.
Nah,
It's not a competition because you're not going for the same fans. I promise you. And if you are, then
Hmm.
it's just a portion of the people, and it's not going to hurt anybody. Um,
Yeah.
People don't listen to just one artist, and if you do, unless you're an artist, then you might only listen to yourself. That's normal.
There's always, like I always say, there's enough meat on the bone for everybody, right? Like
Absolutely.
this is we're in the, it's like we're in a niche that never ends.
Yeah,
It's
it's
it's limitless what we do,
that's right.
right? It's limitless. But yeah, like even him, like during COVID, he wanted to put together a studio. I told him what to pick up, told him how to use Pro Tools. He picked it up quick, and now recently he'll record at his setup, send me it, I'll mix it. But for that project, him and the other artists actually came into the studio and recorded on the Newman, and you know we put it together like that. It
That's
came
right.
out fire. It's a great project.
The
I,
Neumann is
I
fucking
made the
sick.
whole intro right there in front of them out of samples and put it together, a whole intro, and the project is fire. And I'm also working on I'm producing a whole album for him
Do you DJ?
as
Just out of
well.
curiosity.
I have, but I don't.
Okay. I was just wondering if you used chops for like so taking the stems out, throwing them on the turntables, and just it's very similar and reminiscent of the machine. Like you can do a lot of the things, but you can't get that feel. Can't be hitting the crab scratch on the machine. It's damn near impossible.
Yeah, I have a plugin in Pro Tools. I think it's by Waves where I could load a sample in there and go all that.
Oh, word.
I forget the name of it. I haven't used it.
Waves.
Yeah, but I don't use it. Like
No.
if I want to, you want me to tell you something crazy? I
No.
can make scratches out of the Verify. The Verify plugin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can DJ with that.
How? How the fuck? You gonna have to? We gonna have to talk about that one. We gonna have to talk about that one. Cause I'm just curious.
I can DJ with the fucking Verify, man. It's bugged out.
What the fuck?
I was
That's
doing stutters before stuttering was a thing on records, man.
dude.
You know what I mean? I was doing all that, and then it's like it's crazy. Even like the sweep, that like
Yeah.
R&B sweep, the wah, I
Yep.
was doing that when I first opened, prior to me even opening up a commercial studio.
I bet you I know why that is too. I know why you were. Well, one, I'm gonna comment on two things here. One is you were doing that because your musical background. You actually have a these these things are they exist in classical. They exist in like other music. So like with you having the horn background, I guarantee that you did swells and like that's a, it's written like there's an actual I can't think of the word for it for the actual the marking on when you're writing out music, the sheet music, and you
On
can
the
just
sheet music,
yeah. And can you read sheet music still?
not anymore, man. It's
Same.
been a long time.
I've
I
been
read
trying to
waves
get
now,
back.
right? I read the waves, man. Like I could look at a waveform and it's like I enter the matrix. Like when I go, I can tell you something funny. When I clean up a record, right?
Yeah.
Somebody records their whole song. I don't play it back. I clean it up backward. Like it'll be at the end of the end of the session right there, and I go from back to forward, cleaning the whole session up.
Why do you start at the back?
Ask anybody. They'll sit there. They'll sit there for 15 minutes and be like, "GWOP, you're not gonna listen to it? No." And
That
I'll
makes
deep breath the whole thing,
Yep. Yep. Because you know what they look
fade and
like.
do all that.
You start to know what they look like. Everything. The drums, you can tell. Yeah.
I've spent more time with Pro Tools. As crazy as this, I've spent more time with Pro Tools than probably like any human ever. Like any human that I've ever sat with. Like you're hanging out with somebody, right? I don't know if you're married
Yep.
or your girl or your wife.
Yeah.
I've spent more time with Pro Tools, and my dog. I've been on Pro Tools since 7, right? So like,
Yeah.
I've spent so much time with Pro Tools, and prior to that was Cubase and
Seven.
Cakewalk and
When seven?
that.
What era is that? Like when do you think?
98, 99,
Okay. See, so you
98,
yeah
99.
you beat me into it for damn sure.
Windows 98, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, that was the best. It was the best one. I refuse to change it over. Um.
I love the new. I think the new Pro Tools is great. I think it's very smooth. I enjoy it. I also in my studio I have a 12 HD. I don't have that. I didn't upgrade it because that's what I got at the time
Yeah.
years ago, and it works flawlessly. Unlimited tracks, right? So it's like full wave suite. universal audio.
Hmm.
What else do I
What
need,
else you
man? Like
need? Yeah,
I
exactly. It's
don't
like
like
so. I mean,
universal stuff. Like
Native Instruments. You a fan?
yeah, yeah, that's what I used to produce.
Yep. That's my
Massive and
number
all these.
one.
I like the machine. I've used MPCs for years. I just felt like the machine was really flexible, really easy, and it was good to travel with. Like I felt like
Yes.
I could throw it on my laptop and I could just rock out anywhere. If I'm going away, I could take it with me. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's light, and
Well,
I
so
have it right here. Like
yeah,
you
it's
know,
always around you. So I'm an Ableton user now. Like I used to be Pro Tools. Like I got certified in Pro Tools in 2008. Like so I've been I've been at it for a long time. But like I made the switch 20 2016 over to Ableton, and I've never looked back because and I wish if I was smarter I would have gone with Studio One, just because they have a bunch of gear that is super cheap and very helpful. But
PreSonus kit. And I have Studio One in my studio. I never used it.
no.
Maybe twice. Like I got it. I don't know if I got like some license for it from a buddy that bought it. Like or he got it like with a piece of gear he had, and he was like, "Yo, GWOP." Like he got the gear, and like his laptop was broken, and he just like came to the studio with the gear. He was like, "Yo, I need to play with this. Can I just book time to play with this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He installed Studio One, and he was playing with this. I think it was like a MIDI controller, whatever he was doing. This is years ago, and I never even. I might have clicked it on one time. I like Studio One. I think PreSonus makes good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just like a diehard. I was a Digi design boy, man. Like Digi to me, man. Avid, like that's
It's okay.
like
My I have a gripe with them. This is one thing, and it has nothing to do with like I know nothing about their corporate structure. Nothing. All I know is the stuff that's put out and the way that they got into position. The way they got into position was by going, okay, we're gonna take our most expensive boards. We're gonna design these huge, crazy boards, and then we're gonna bring them to these all the movie studios. We're gonna give them to all the biggest record labels, every studio. We're gonna give it to them and a person to tell them what to do, like to tell them how to operate it. They don't need a manual. We got a person, and by them doing that one move, what it really let them do is say, what Pro Tools Studio, what is it? Standard. It's the
industry standard.
industry standard is the phrase. Best marketing in the world because it's
Yeah,
like,
of
oh well, that's what
course.
they use. That's what I gotta
Listen
use.
to the name.
Yeah,
Professional tools, Pro Tools, right? But you gotta also remember, like at the time, like when Pro Tools hit the home market, right?
yeah.
With the M-Box One, the Digi 001.
I have wood right over there.
Prior to that, Pro Tools was a fucking rack of fucking computers on a server rack.
Yeah.
And their quality was above. That's when tape went to digital was because of them.
Yep.
They're the guys that did it.
Yes. 100.
They
percent
mastered it. I remember I went down to the studio, had to be maybe I was probably like 27, no, I was probably younger than that. Maybe I was like maybe it was like 98, 99, right? I go to the studio and they had like their Pro Tools rig was so big. It was like the rack, the wall behind me in the control room. It took like 20 minutes to turn on, but when that thing came on, man, it was like it was like new tech. I was like, wow, this is incredible.
You're looking at a spaceship
Then with
right there.
Cakewalk, Sonar Cakewalk and Cubase
Hmm.
was real PC friendly.
Yep.
I remember having the TimeWorks plugins, which were really like revolutionary at the time. They were like really cool rack mount plugins for that. And I started on Sonar Cakewalk with
That
a
was your first.
dongle interface. My first
All right.
Sonar One,
Now, are you counting that as your beat maker or your recording?
both,
Both.
because I had VST bundle for it with like a grand piano and a little drum looper and whatever it came with at the time. And before that, I was looping beats on an analog sampler
Right.
off a turntable.
That's
You know what I mean? Like I
that's the
had a
way.
sample with a button, and I could adjust the pitch, and I had three banks, and I would tap it where I wanted it, select the next bank, tap that section, select, and then I would record that onto a tape
That's the
and loop it,
yeah.
and then play back the tape and add my drum, add this janky mixer,
That is
and
hip
that's how
hop.
I started it.
That is hip hop
Yeah,
right there. That's how it
yeah,
started.
one hundred percent.
That's what it is.
Yep. But the technology makes it so user friendly now,
Yep.
and the fact that I can own this technology, I'm going to utilize it because the quality is incredible,
Yeah.
right? It's like really about quality. As hip hop producers, we're always chasing quality, right? We're always looking for that one kick drum that just sings to us, and that one snare and that one shaker that we love, our go tos, right? But if the quality's not there, the listener's not going to be able to get it. So
No.
I love the fact that I can find a sample, find a snare I like, load it in my machine. Even better, I'll put it in Pro Tools first and model the snare with plugins and make it sound the way I want it.
Yep.
Then load it in my machine. Save it to a file, right?
Yep.
Now I have that snare. And
Forever.
that snare is always gonna sound beautiful, but even prior to me mixing the beat. I love that tech, like
That's
because I come from where quality
yes.
quality was garbage. Like I started with,
Yes.
I love that, man.
So
That's what
those
I
are
love about
that's what
now.
made you so meticulous. That's a very meticulous thing to do. It's like you're building ships in bottles right there. Like to sit there and do the fucking the work it takes to go. All right, so I'm gonna tune this. Like engineers are the only. I know that for a fact. Engineers are the only people that know that you tune the drums. You tune you tune things that are not inherently tuned, like or at least not
It's
generally
all
known.
about quality for me, and even with like the AI shoots out pretty good vocals, right?
Yeah,
But I'm still mixing them damn vocals,
yeah.
and I know a lot of people say like I listen to a lot of the guys that are like I guess they want to say that they're the top of the AI. They're all over TikTok and they're talking about like oh where there's the whatever. I call them the gatekeepers. I'm not gonna shout them out,
Oh,
whatever. They're like the gatekeepers right now.
I love
But
talking shit.
anyway, so it's the shit show, right?
Yeah, I love
So
talking
so
shit.
they're like, oh, Sumo shoots it out perfect, and then I'm thinking to myself like, if you're a real engineer and producer, you know that's not true. There's so many artifacts, so much garbage, and you can't even get it all out. Like I go to the point where I'll take that vocal, boom, find another piece of software that'll strip that vocal down even more before I try to mix it back up. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're stripping it
I'm
all the
trying
way.
to
You're
I try
taking
to
everything
strip
out
it.
of it.
It's very difficult. Very difficult.
It's
But I have my routine
exactly.
and it's been working for me. And I think that's another reason why she sounds so much realer than what's out there to me. You
Who's
know,
doing
I,
these things for their AI? Nobody is doing these types of things because it takes you almost, if not sometimes more time than it would take you to do it yourself just right then and there. Especially as an artist and somebody that knows where you want the cadence, where you want these points. Obviously, you can't, sound like a female, but you can absolutely go, I want these breaks. This is what I want as the fucking bars. This is the timing and everything. And then just change my voice. Boom, done. And even if it
yeah,
changes your voice,
like it it's it's a lot of work sometimes, but
yeah.
I feel like it's worth it because I'm trying to deliver quality. My name is on it. It's my brand, my label, my company, right? It's my name at the end of the day, and I've always been known for delivering quality, and I always want to be known for delivering quality. Like
Yeah.
that's what I always want to do. Whether people fuck with it or not, that's their choice. But like I said, no doesn't exist to me, so somebody's gonna like it somewhere. Somebody's listening to it because our numbers are pretty decent for no promo, right? I'm just putting out music, testing the water, seeing where it's at.
This is the
And people
test,
want features
people.
from her.
This is the
People want
test.
features,
I think you passed
right?
the
Like at the
test.
end of the day, like I haven't released my best records yet. Like I have records in the tuck, man. Like I'm not gonna stop. Like there's gonna be a record drop every Friday until I feel like not dropping records every Friday.
Yeah, Don the Guap for 100 years.
Yeah, I wish, man.
Yo,
But
hey, we we are gonna pass that. We're so if you can live, they say a maximum of 30, and this is just a dude that makes predictions. That's been right 89% of the time. He was right from 1980 to now as far as his predictions. So he goes within 30 years. We're gonna reach the essentially the med bed line. Like I don't buy into the med bed yet, but where you can be sustained infinitely, like The only way people will die is by accident or by choice. Like, there's no more death. There's no more disease. There's none of that. Now, are they going to give that to everybody? Probably not. The world will get
Of
pretty
course
crowded
not.
pretty damn quick.
And going back to like the vocals, right? Where are you gonna find a singer that's always gonna sing the way you want her to sing and always deliver at 110% all the time?
You're
Like
not. You're not.
like they're gonna do this with soldiers soon. There's gonna be robotic soldiers. So now why not have robotic singers, right? Like that's how I look at it. And yeah, there's gonna be robotic producers and robotic engineers, and there's gonna be all that. But understanding that technology is not a crutch, and understanding that technology is just gonna further what we're in and embrace it is important. I don't mind the white and black label at all. I don't mind it. Label my stuff. I don't care because at the end of the day, the people that's gonna stand the strongest is the people that know how to make music.
Yes. Yes. And
That's it.
that's regardless of anything. And like taste comes. Taste. I know people that know, you know, they know how to play instruments. They know how to produce a song. They know all that. But their taste is not going to be widely accepted easily. You're going to have to, really work at it. But it's because they don't have the just a commercial or a popularized style. Like if you sing, I don't know, like a gutter punk. Like if you're singing Northeast gutter punk, like nobody's putting that on the radio, but you can still make a living on this thing. Like you can still do
Yeah,
what you want to do, but like you said, having a singer, having somebody be able to express what you want to do. Say you do want to do gutter punk, but you're fucking 50 years old. Well, shit, you can do it now. You better know
that's
music and
right.
you better have great taste.
Yeah, and what do they think that these corporations that own the rights to all these fallen artists are not going to be bringing them back? Of course they are. Like people gotta understand something that musicians are assets to these companies, right?
Yes,
So like if me being a producer, a label owner, an executive, whatever people label me as,
Khaleesi.
an engineer, right? And I have a label full of AI artists,
Yeah.
right? Do you think it's not going to be more in the best interest of a major or a big corporation to hire me that has all these AI artists, and they're like, oh, we're gonna just hire this guy,
Yeah.
give him a check. There's no liability. Nobody's getting shot. I don't have to worry about overdoses. I don't have to worry about all the ratchet shits going on, especially in my genre of music,
Uh-huh.
where it's always a liability for them. That's where they're gonna go with it. I don't care what people think. I think that's where they're gonna go with it, and I think that the people that are embracing the tech now and making real music, like we talk about all the time on the Everything Music
Yeah.
on HODB program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of people that do AI on it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that do AI on it, but we always try to give them game like write your own stuff,
Yes.
edit your stuff, mix your stuff, make it yours. Don't just shit it out of Suno thinking it's gonna be something. Because 90% of the time it ain't gonna be something. Like I have records that are literally like 10 different versions of a record to make one record,
Dude,
and I mean chopped up and combined.
how about this one? How about give him the real game about if not every song is meant to go out right then. Like, not every song is going to
Exactly.
be a hit. You're not going to get every song fucking knocking it out of the park. It's impossible. Have you ever seen an artist do that? No. You're going to have a lot of fucking, the greats weren't great because they painted. They were great because they painted a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and for me, it's about pulling a feeling for somebody, right?
yes.
Making records that are relatable.
Yep.
If I felt like that at a certain time, somebody else, 99% of the time, somebody else felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a writer that puts his feelings on paper, right? You know, everything from heartbreak to shit that I've seen in the street with my little rapper and shit that my boys go through, shit that I've went through, and real shit, real hood shit. But with the singer for the women, it's gotta be a feeling. All women go through heartbreak.
Yes.
All women go through issues with and men too,
I was about to say
with
all
with with
people.
having all people, all humans,
Yeah.
right? With their significant other.
Yep.
So if you could tap into that and they can feel that record,
Mm-hmm.
that makes a good record. You know what I mean? And not everybody's gotta like my stuff. But even if 1 out of 10 like it, that's something.
Yo, that's expectations. Most of my job, because it is, I do consulting as well, but it's managing artists and their expectations. Like half of my job is really dampering expectations because I've had somebody that probably gonna watch the show and have a comment for the side. But like, uh, she wanted to. She's an Instagram model. She's got a great voice, awesome style, hyper intelligent. She's the package. Like she can dance, everything. She said, and she when she's 18, when I met her, she goes, uh, I said, so what do what's your 1 year, 2 year, 5 years? What's it look like? She's like, I'm not really focused so much on the 5 years because a lot can change that. I was like, that's smart and weighted. She's like, so probably by the end of this year is probably how far I've got it up to, and I think I would like to be as big as Rihanna like by the end of the year. I think that's possible. And I was like, okay, well, you need to work with somebody else because yeah, I don't have any idea to do that because you ain't got the money. You got the talent and everything. Talent is not going to do all the things that
How's
you
her
think.
songwriting? Good.
Yeah, it's amazing. She's great. She's not prolific though, because she's got to write it, and so she's not gonna write. Um, she may do 6 to 10 songs a year. That's it.
Oh, that's not enough.
It's it.
Not
It
enough.
is enough if you think of a month plan and you actually are sitting there and every single one is a single. Every single one is a hit because you.
Yeah, but what's the odds of that coming out, right? Like at
Very
the end of the
very
day,
low, very low. That's why I said you
I
got to
tell
talk to Don the
artists like
GWOP to get that track.
you probably gotta write to get a hit record. You probably gotta have 500 records, and you're lucky if one of them becomes a hit.
Yes.
But you have to know what record is for what time. Like right now, I'm in the summer, so all my songs are summer records, right?
Hmm.
And I have my fall records laid out. I'm also releasing a Christmas album with Jay,
Yeah.
where I'm licensing classic Christmas records, of
Oh,
course.
dog. That's a that market
Come
in
on, brother.
itself.
Right? I'm also working on a happy birthday with her. There's a lot of things in the works.
Careful
You
with
know what
happy
I
birthday.
mean? Uh,
The
you
whole
license it?
yeah the whole yeah you got to fucking Time Warner
I
bought
license
that
everything.
shit, huh?
I license it. It's not
Yeah.
much,
No,
right?
it's not. It's
Gotta
not. It's
spend some money,
fucking
make
like
some
12
money.
bucks. Yo, rap doesn't do covers. Okay, tell me this. Okay, because we come from our era, like you couldn't bite on anybody's style. There was nobody doing fucking rap covers for damn sure. But is that permissible nowadays to do rap covers? Like, cause if you could sit here and do and entertain a crowd for 3 to 4 hours, like they do in bands, like or single guitar players, like guitar writers and singers, they'll sit there and 4 hours of just playing that or the piano, and that's it, just them and the mic. But they're doing covers. Is that the same thing as being? I mean, they're in the music industry.
I I think like as a rapper coming up as a rapper myself, I wouldn't do a cover. I think as far as that goes is when you're using somebody else's beat and you're trying to body it. But
That's the only way to
times
approach that
change,
one.
right? I
You got
bumped
to.
into people that do rap covers.
Yeah.
There's a state that at one time that's all they did down in that state, and I'm not gonna shout it out because I'm not a whatever. But I remember I went down there to do some work,
They weren't
and
hiding the fact that they was doing covers. I mean, that's not
no,
even.
like they started rapping for me, and I heard the beat, and I'm like, they're rapping it word for word, and I'm like,
I know that song, right? Yeah.
I'm about to drop that, and I'm like, that's a Jay-Z record. How you gonna drop that? Like, I don't get it, but it is what it is. Everybody got their own lane. I don't hate. I can see that never took off because I was down there years ago,
Yeah.
and I never heard nobody dropping nothing or somebody blowing up off that. But at the end of the day, I think that originality is important. The way you curate your brand and your product is important. I think that paying attention to detail is very important. When JD's curated, all her clothing is real clothing,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, I did want to talk about that because you said that it was it's your girl that designs her outfits and everything. Like you
She
actually.
designed her
Oh, like physically.
for everything.
Okay. See, that's interesting because like that's.
That's a more than Jay designed her whole look. Like we sat there and we talked about it, and basically like she's supposed to look like my little sister. We made her Dominican like me, um, and we designed her like that.
You can't help but make it Dominican, man.
And
You
then
got
the
the.
other artist is like her little brother.
Yeah. Oh,
Huh?
that's how that's what you had in your mind when it came to character design.
Yeah, when I sat there and I thought about it, I knew I wanted to make her Dominican because
Yeah.
I felt like I need that. That artist has to be part of me, right?
Yes.
It's just AI Don, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I sat there and I really thought about it, and I was like, make her my complexion, make her look like she could be like my little sister, or make her look, but I want her to look like how, like every guy wants to look at her. She has to look like a superstar,
Yes.
but I don't want her to look plastic.
Yes.
And I also started her young. I started her first release, she was 17. So within 5 months, I took her from 17 to 24.
Man,
And now I
AI
froze
they
her at
grow up so
24.
fast.
Right? So, but I also wanted to have a little story, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I wanted it to be, I wanted it to feel right because I felt like, I'm from New York. I wanted her to be from New York. I wanted her to have the New York swag because when I modeled her off of my voice, I have an accent. People say I
Right.
have an accent,
Yeah. You
right?
don't hear
So
it?
nah. So when she sings, sometimes it is AI. So I hear her accent, and it's like certain words,
Yeah.
like water, right? I say water.
Yeah.
She'll say water like me, and I don't know how it knows this. It's just the way it modeled the dialect, and it's close.
Yeah.
Certain songs, depending, sometimes it sounds a little southern, but I think all AI sounds southern. There's something with that has a
Yeah, the
little
amount
southern
of the
twang
amount of
to it.
gospel that they do is my guess. If I was just outright
Oh
guessing.
my goodness! Let me. All right, that's another thing, right? Like every top AI artist right now, right? That's on the charts, on their charts. I don't want to even give them say nothing. It's like everybody's like music. It's always the same people at number one, right? And I was wondering, and all the music is kind of the same,
Mhm.
right? Like they're not great records. Like it's not mainstream stuff at all.
No.
Um, Recently there was a couple that went viral on TikTok that became number one, and I saluted them for putting it up there because I thought that was cool because it was the same artist in rotation. Like even now, if I look at the charts, it's all the same artists that've been on there for the whole year since
Yeah.
they released the charts. They don't listen to the music as much as they look at the algorithm or the views. And
Hmm.
I don't even think they're looking at Spotify. I think they're looking at YouTube because I don't see how an artist like has 22 million views and no comments or likes. Like it's not realistic to me, and they only have 100,000 subs, and I'm just like it doesn't seem real. Like I'm from the bottom with this.
Yeah.
I've been in the music business a long time, and I watch how artists grow,
Hmm.
and it just doesn't seem realistic to me. Maybe it is. I don't know. Um,
It's realistic in the sense that because we are in I will say that the music, how it's consumed and the I'm gonna call it the customs of social media is are changing with the next generation coming up because like you don't really like anymore like people aren't just liking every single thing because they don't want it to change their algorithm like there's a level of paranoia of changing their
Yeah, but on
algorithm.
YouTube that shouldn't matter, right? If you're watching the video and you're clicking the video, you're
Yeah.
already subscribing. So if you have say you have a million subs,
Yeah.
you have a million subs, and you got 100 and you got 10 million views. You're
Yep.
telling me that one person is gonna like or comment on that video?
Right. Now, I'm with you. I believe 100% that
So that's
um,
just me. That's the way I look at
it's
it.
not. It's
But
not. That's not conspiracy. That is known. What was it? Takashi 69. He said it out loud. He goes, "Watch you guys. I'm gonna have the number one song next week. Watch this. Watch what I do." And he said he did it. It was number one for a week, and then it dropped all the way down. But it was number one for that week. And what does that mean? It means that he's in a different conversation, and he gets to split the black box money with with the
yeah, that's how to do it, and at the end of the day, the more power to them. That's the way they want to run the game. But I believe in the grassroots and from the bottom
yeah.
and climb
But you can
and
buy
and
it.
do it
It's
right. And I want real fans. I don't like the same way I run my business. I can't pretend that I have clients.
right.
I have bills to pay, right?
Do you guys take
So
Monopoly money? No. Oh
so
shit.
it's the same thing with the music for me. Like I'm gonna make sure that the music gets heard by the people that need to hear it, right?
Yes.
And I'm just gonna keep grinding it out because she has fans. You know what I
That's
mean? And
make one fan a day. Everybody's like one fan a day. That's only 365 fans. When I say a fan, I don't mean like just one person that comes likes your profile one time and then you never see him again. That's a meaningless thing. Like just like streams, they may pay you until you get up to the ones the amount that matters. Like it's really like if the streaming numbers don't matter to me, it's really like how many followers do you have and how active. Like what's your ratio of comments, actions to views? Because like if you're
yeah,
you
and
know
like I look at the dashboard, right? Because not everybody's gonna like it, but I try to get it in front of as many eyes as I can.
hmm
So it's been a slow grind on like Instagram. Instagram's a slow grind.
Did you?
TikTok, I'm almost at like 1,100 followers, right?
Okay, and that's 5 months,
Instagram,
right?
I have, huh?
5 months.
5 months.
Yeah.
5 months,
Yep.
right? I post every day, once a day minimum.
Yeah.
Um, Instagram, I have 180 followers
Okay.
with 22,000 monthly viewers.
Where the hell are you putting it? That sounds like it's on a playlist. That sounds like it's in a. It's
On
hitting.
my dashboard, she has 22,000 views a month. My other artist with 80 followers has 16,000 views a month.
So where are they coming from then? Because that would look that would
My
that.
profile has 5,000, nine
Okay.
hundred and something. So
So
I repost it and my followers see it. And then I get followers on them. It's
so
all a game.
so the question to me is like, okay, so you have 5,000 monthlies on yours.
No, I got like 30,000 month, 30 some
Okay,
thousand
okay,
month.
see there we go. Okay, that's more like it. I was like, so how are you getting those numbers?
And then my label page that was sitting idle for 4 years. I haven't used my label page in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Now I've been using it now for the last 2 weeks. It's already up to 20,000. You know what I'm saying? So like people are engaging, people are
Yes.
liking it. You know, she might get 20 likes, she might get three. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
As long as you see it,
Yeah.
you're gonna see it.
Propaganda
That's
right
what I care
there.
about.
That's the rules of propaganda. Like if you
And
see something 7 times or hear it, then you believe it as a fact.
right, so at the end of the day, and I'm all about collaborating. So
Mm-hmm.
like anybody want to do a collab, anybody's interested in a collab, and they have some traction and their music is real music. I'm always open for it. Like I'm gonna do some tracks with some AI artists, some real artists. Like I like it's just starting for me, and we're going, we're moving. We're not gonna stop. I have another artist I'm working on that I did one record with. I named him Deegan. I named him after the most popular highway by me, the Major Deegan.
Okay. See, I was trying to think. I was like, all right, so I got Dawn, but where's the AI in there?
I just named him. I just named him. Yeah, I just named him Deegan. I thought it was a cool name. I always said if I get another dog, I'm gonna name him Deegan. I just thought it was a really cool name, and I was like, you know what? He has no Instagram page. He has nothing.
Yeah.
But he's on records already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean that's the era we're in. That's the era we're in. If it's hot, it's hot. If it's not, it's not, and we know it inherently. You don't need the backstory, but again, I always say that it's all about the brand. So they're buying into you, and
About
I
the
don't
brand.
think that they
They're
feel
buying the
confident.
brand.
They don't feel confident in buying into an AI. I think that's what it is. I think that may be the pushback. They don't feel
That's why,
confident.
like with me, like even when I linked up with Hot on the Block, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you a perfect example. They reached out to me. They reached out to Jay. They
Yeah.
didn't reach out to me. And then I told them, you know, I DM'd them. I was like, well, you know, message my manager.
Yeah.
They messaged me, and I told them, look, it's AI. And then they hit me back and were like, well, then let us interview you. We think what you're doing is awesome. We think
Right.
the music is great, right? And
Because it
it
is.
got me, you know, it got me on it, and that's how that's happening. But you know, there's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of other people are reaching out now, and you know, they're like, oh wow, this is good music. Because at the end of the day, if they can touch the person that's behind it, they can talk to somebody that's like, oh, you're doing this. Like I sit in the studio with people, and I write in front of them, right? Boom, boom, boom. Open the laptop, email myself my verse, and start send me the beat. Grab my phone, record their beat into the thing, right? Put it into the studio, lay it down, take the stems out, drop it into their Pro Tools, sit there, put it on. They're like, what the fuck? It's just like an artist. Like
Yes.
the same thing is that the artist is right there. I could bring Jay to any studio anywhere and lay on a track.
And it's going to take you no time to do too, because that's what that's what I don't think that people realize, that that's the benefit of AI is the ability. In your case, it's not ideate, it's actually create. But like the real thing is to ideate. Like I like AI because it allows me to get through. I'll go through, and sometimes I will literally do the same exact drum pattern. Say, like I'll find the drums, they sound great, but I'm gonna use I use a push because I'm in Ableton, so I got the push. I'm gonna sit there and just tap that thing in, like put the drum pad that I want, like. But that's, I feel like you know it it allows you to go faster than any other artist can go. So like I guess that's kind of a it's definitely a benefit, but like it's a disadvantage to be a what are we gonna call organic artist? What are the original artists,
No.
like the non AI artists now?
Well, no, I think sometimes it's like at the end of the day, I still gotta write it, right? And I still gotta. Sometimes I might have to extract three different versions of the rendering to make the verse the way I want it. So I'll literally sit in their studio, and I like these 4 bars from this version, these 4 bars from this version, these 2 bars here. Oh, I like these. Let me move these here, and that's how I make it.
That's yeah.
That's
That's
it.
I mean that's just cut. You know, it's just like So I started off in my first DAW was actually Acid Pro. Do you remember
I
that?
use it.
Dude, that shit was that.
Sony acid.
What is it? Yeah, Sony Acid. Yep.
Yeah, and then after you use acid, you got to process through Sound Force to make it sound clean. Yeah, I was on all that, man.
Then there's what was before that? MTV Music Generator. That's what did it. Like we got
Never.
that.
Oh, PlayStation, right? I never
Yeah.
used that.
Yo, that shit
Never
was
used it.
that changed everything because it was like we'd already got my older brother had already gotten the drum not the drum pads but the yeah because it was the Boss. Um,
The rhythm drummer
yeah,
thingy.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know what
yeah.
about.
So he got that, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but like, it's not easy to use, and like, we didn't have anything else. It's just that. It's like, nah.
Step sequencing. People don't realize old school step sequencing. Do click,
Yeah.
do click, click, do.
You mean I gotta?
Then you have the next layer.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta count this shit. What the fuck?
yeah,
Like,
man.
yeah, like, cause if you didn't want the cause triplets were not popular at the time, but like, it would do
Yeah.
it, but you gotta be able to count that shit. Like, you
And
gotta
you got to
know.
over tempo it too. Right. You always had a your tempo couldn't be 120. It had to be up in the twos,
Yeah.
so you get the speed.
Yes. And that's the only way. But that's because we weren't. Oh well, no, because to fill the amount, I was about to say, because the only way to really do it would be, uh, back in the day. Like I remember going, uh, it was faster, but it's because I couldn't count. Like I couldn't count fast enough. Like because you can just all the lights.
Yeah, you
All
see
right.
the little light.
Yep.
It
So
keeps moving. Yep.
that's how I'd start though. I always start with hi hats. When you produce drums, what do you start with? You start with the kick and snare, or what do you do?
Uh, Usually the snare.
Snare, just to get the timing in.
Yeah, the snare.
Do you swing? Do you swing your snare?
On the Native Instruments machine, I haven't really like that. I've played with it. I like I it's funny because I don't even set my bars sometimes. I'll just cook it
Yeah.
and then I'll pull all my pieces out of Pro Tools and then put it all together in Pro Tools. I'm always back to Pro Tools because it's easier for me.
Yeah.
Because
It,
I don't
it's
really
what
like I like the arranger on it, but it has its limitations to me. And I think that it kind of pushes you to work a certain way, and I like to work the way I work,
right. You're already
right?
familiar
So
with it.
like,
Why relearn something?
yeah, and it took a little bit for me to get used to it because I was more like an MPC guy and a Fruity
Yeah.
Loops and a Reason guy, and
No.
not actually physically producing for a long time.
Yeah.
So when I grabbed it, I looked at a lot of sequencers and drum machines and beat machines, whatever, and I settled on that just because I was like, you know what? I like the fact that the pads are bigger than the MP.
Yeah.
Right? It's not as heavy as the MP. If I want to take it with me
Yep.
and go on vacation, and I want to just, you go on vacation, you get those rainy days. You need something to do.
I'm not going anywhere. No, you gotta go. I'm not going fucking anywhere.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the house, it's raining,
Yeah.
right?
Dude,
So
that's
to me, it was good because it was portable, and
Mhm.
I just like Native Instruments. I think they have
They do.
good quality equipment. You know what I mean? Their plug-in game is crazy. Um, I like it. I felt like it was a cool tool. I'm looking at some other toys right now, like some more vintage stuff. I
I'm
want to
always
bring
looking.
in.
I'm always looking, man. I can't even help myself. I could be broke as fuck, and I'll go. That's a good deal. I kind of gotta get that. Like I'd be on
Like I want an
marketplace.
SP 1200.
The
I
what?
really want an SP 1200.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a really old beat machine
yep.
that RZA used to make the first Wu album. Like I'm always on the hunt for one of those, a good one, like refurbished. I think those are really cool. Um, stuff like that. But I
The
own so much equipment already. Like it's like,
the MPC. What is it? The MPC 2000. Like that one was. You can sell those right now, and they go for like I mean, shit. You can get them 13, 14, $1,500 out of one that you bought for like maybe $400. Like, and I'm not saying like brand new. I'm saying like today you can
yeah.
go on marketplace all day and they're there. But the problem with them, you got to have those discs. They ain't making that shit
Well,
no more.
they have it now that you don't need the disc. They have a
Yeah.
replacement for the disc that's a USB.
Oh,
You can put
word.
a thumb drive in it. Yeah. And the new ones, they have the MPC one where it takes
Yeah,
thumb drives too.
yeah. The X is where they started going portable, right?
maybe. Yeah, I'm like I
Just
said,
recently.
like
Yeah, native.
I haven't touched one since the big gray one, like the 12, right?
I can't.
That,
My MPK,
that
what is it? The MPK 49, like with the
I have,
pads.
yeah, I have an MPK in my studio,
Got
MIDI
to.
controller, right?
The the MIDI controller, like the 40. You got the 49?
I'm not sure. I haven't touched it in quite. My MIDI controllers have been collecting dust.
Mine
They're
too,
there for
bro.
people to use.
Mine too. Cause like the only reason I have them really is because like I love the pads. Like I don't. I only
Yeah, I
use it when
have this
I'm about to go
audio
out.
like in my home spot.
Yeah.
I have this controller, this little M audio because
Yep.
it's portable, right?
Yep.
I don't. It's so funny, right? I've had it. The plastic's still on it. I don't even use it. I don't use now. Like I'm, the machine is here and it's hooked up all the time, and
yeah.
I'm always playing with that. You know, like that's like my go-to. I've really grown to like it when I have the time to use it. Um, I like the fact that I can do like my 8 bar loops, loop that, boom, then make my 8 bar chorus, boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, drop what I want out, take all my stems, put it in Pro Tools, chop it and arrange it the way I want, and I work fast like that.
See, that's the crazy part for me. Like, yeah, like so I like tactile things. When I want to get in the mood or feel something, like I want to actually like feel it, like I have to have tactile shit to fucking actually groove with. But I mean, I can sit there with the mouse and just fucking go, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
faster. It's gonna be faster, like no
I
doubt
was a
about it.
mouse engineer for a long time. When I was younger,
Yeah.
and then once I started getting into control surfaces, and I can mix on a mouse like nothing, obviously,
Yeah.
but there's nothing like touching a fader, man. And
That's
I
what I'm
tell
saying.
people that,
We do it all
like
the
I'm
time.
using, like even home, I got what am I using? I have the MCU Pro with an extender
Same.
for the home setup, but in the studio I have a vintage Control 24. Love it. I'm actually looking at you. I love those old controllers.
Yes.
It's
And you
some
can get them
about
for reasonable. Like, you just got to be able to go and get them. But otherwise, they are fucking gorgeous.
like I had mine. I have it in an Argosy desk. I had the whole Argosy desk wrapped in alligator
What?
because somebody, yeah, somebody one day called me an animal. They're like, "Wop, you're a fucking animal in the mix, and you're a monster." And I was sitting there, and I was like, and I had an upholstery guy that did boat interiors, and I knew him. I was talking. I was like,
Run it.
"Could you wrap the desk?" He was like, "Yeah, what do you want to wrap it in?" I brought him into the studio and he pulled the whole Argosy apart and wrapped it in black alligator for me.
Dude,
And
that's
it's still
fucking.
like that to this day. That was probably like I bought that machine. I bought that control surface whew, 15, 16 years ago. Still works pretty damn good. I don't even turn it on anymore because I'm at the point now where it's like nobody's putting the time in for mixes. So it's like I just mix on the fly, boom, 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 done, spit it out, next one.
Yeah.
I have been looking at some other stuff. Like I was looking into Slate Digital stuff
Yeah.
with the touch screen for the studio. I thought that was like a good upgrade because it's the wow factor. People are like, oh wow, he has touch
That's it.
screens, right?
The reason I have an
Um,
analog board, the reason I have one of the the CL 2400. Like the reason I have an analog board is specifically because when people go to a studio, they have an expectation of that thing. Like people want to go live and they want to go live from the studio, so you have to have an aesthetic space. Unfortunately, I don't have a design type mind. Like it doesn't work that way. Aphantasia actually. I don't see imagery in my my imagination isn't based on imagery. It's based on like logic and what I've seen before. So it's more like memory. But so like in here before it was just completely white. I didn't care because I wasn't even looking out here. I'm looking on my screen or I'm on the desk. Like I'm not paying attention to anything. And artists were coming in and they're like, "It's dark." It's like, who gives a shit about that? As soon as they step in the booth though, they was like, "Oh, see now this is what it's like." I'm like, it doesn't make any. All right, yeah. Go ahead, man. Love that shit. Because that's what it is that they just have an expectation for what a studio is supposed to look like, and having a
yeah,
board, it's part of it. So the Slate Digital, I think, is good that way, but I ain't gonna use it.
yeah.
Like,
You know, aesthetics are important in business. You know, like my studio, I have it pretty lit. Like I have it so it can be lit if I'm running a class with like adolescents.
mhm.
But I also have it where I can do the turn up vibe and I dim the lights and then you have all the red and blue lighting, and it's all
Yep.
color. My whole booth is blue LED.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll one day when we're off this, I'll FaceTime you. I'll show you the whole
Oh yeah.
place.
Oh yeah. Well, once I get to, so I started. I went through a remodel, and so I was redoing all of my sound treatment, like to get it all. This whole room is because I'm looking for a sound stage. Like I want to be able to have a sound stage to do Foley with, so that I can do samples of fucking everything. Like any of the movie Foley shit that you would do. Um, but that's the goal. So to get that and a mixing environment in one space that's actually good to record in, it's like it's got to be. You got to do the math. You got to get the program. You got to get the mic. Did you? Were you in that technical side of the design of your latest studio?
Yeah, when I got the space, it was the school. I went to school there. It was
Okay.
actually I went to Mercy College, right? Prior to it being Mercy, it was a studio. It was built in '55,
Okay. Shit.
and like major bands recorded there and demoed there, and they designed some reverb in the back hallways that we used today. It's a lot of history. The discography is that was recorded there, but it was vacant. I went to college there, and then it was vacant for like 5 or 6 years. People tried to put a studio there, they just couldn't get it off the ground. So when I acquired this space, I already had booth built, double pane glass,
Sweet.
tempered, and the walls are 2 feet thick, and my
Yeah.
booth 2.5 thick, and I have like the interlock doors and everything. And all I did was renovate it. All I did was go in, paint, fix stuff up. I have all the jacks in my live room where you can plug in amps and everything, but I don't utilize any of that.
I know it's so sad. That makes me so sad, man. It
It's
really
old
does.
tech, you know what I'm saying? Like, who like I don't want to mic 20 mics. I don't want to do it anymore. Like I went through that. Um, Nobody wants to pay for it either, to be
Nope.
honest, right?
They
Business,
don't.
right? So I'm sitting there for 3 hours getting mic set up, and they're like, "Oh, but this is what it's gonna cost." Nah, and there's not as many bands around where I'm located as there once was.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing hip hop, pop, R&B.
And
So I converted my drum room into my vocal booth. I converted my live room, which my floors, everything's there's no parallel surfaces in my studio,
that's so,
as you know.
dude.
So like my floor is slanted one way, ceiling slanted another way. I have a big cloud above where I sit.
But that's already
I have
that wasn't you though that did that, right? Like the
I did that. I did all that.
oh,
Oh,
you
the
did it.
floors. Oh, the floors were pitched already,
Yeah.
and the ceiling. I have the sheetrock is already. I have base that has bass traps already built
Ah.
in, and then the wall behind me is all stone.
Okay.
And then beyond that wall there's another huge window that's like 10 feet by 4 feet, and that's the original control room.
Exactly.
That's the first room. I sat in that room for like I want to say 8 years,
Okay.
and then my band room was more like a lounge for artists to hang out, have drinks.
Yes.
Then I swapped them because I got tired of sitting in that room. Right, you're sitting in there for that time, and then the booth was really far away, so I moved my equipment to where the booth is, in front of the booth into the live room, and then I treated the walls. But I have like I don't know if you know what acoustic soft wall is.
Oh yeah.
I have acoustic soft wall, all blue velvet, and there's enough furniture in there where I get a little reverberation, but I'm so used to mixing like that, it doesn't affect me. I took
Yeah.
a lot of the sound deadening that I had up because a little life in my control room is okay. If you know how to, if you know how to dial it in, you know how to dial it in, brother. Like think about it. I'm at home, right?
Yeah.
I've been in this home studio is literally how old is this room? This studio? Couple weeks. I put this together a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
right? Because I was working out of my book bag all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be, I'm not going into the studio to mix this record. I was breaking out my laptop, my interface, and reconnecting and disconnecting and just to mix my AI stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to leave it permanently set up. Like, I just ordered a desk and a bunch of stuff, and I have monitors I got to install, and this whole. Then I'm going to put a little bit of treatment up, maybe an area rug, you
Yeah.
know, some Orlex on the wall, some stuff.
So
But it's
do,
not gonna. I don't need it to be completely dead. I grew up mixing in kitchens, man.
yeah. Yeah. And
You
when
know
you
what
said
I'm
that,
saying? Like,
because you did say that to me before, and that it blows my mind because like I'm very I'm very technical with it, like because I want to know exactly what it is about this room that makes the bass, because that's what happened before. My ceilings are pitched, and there's uneven. There's three carpets where I'm at, so it gives you just a little bit of
Yeah, yeah.
slant. And so like it's that, and then like just doing the corner, like every single surface that has a like where the ceiling meets the wall, where the wall meets the floor, all the way around. Like it's all done,
You
every
know,
single bit.
you know another trick. Like I always tell, like I have buddies that, like they'll put a studio in their house, right? And
Yeah.
they'll call me. They'll say, "Can you come in and you can tell me how to get a sound like the sound that put a bookshelf behind you."
Yes. Yes.
People don't understand that everything creates sound diffusion, right?
Yep.
And once you understand the way sound bounces, when I teach kids how sound bounces, I take a bouncy ball, blue bouncy
Nice.
handball, and I throw two of them into the wall, and they go in different directions.
Yeah.
That's the way sound bounces. That's the way sound's reacting off that surface, right?
Yes.
And that's how I teach them
That's a
because
great.
that's what
That's a great and like visual analogy for it. Like 'cause
because they'll
that's great.
understand,
Yeah, exactly.
because that
Immediately.
sound. Like if I'm talking to you here, people don't realize that. Yeah, I'm talking to you here, right? But it's going past where I'm speaking, hitting the wall, coming back, and then we're hearing it.
Yes.
It just happens so fast. But yeah, like I can mix anywhere. I don't use headphones to mix stuff.
That's so crazy. That part is crazy to me too. I do. So I like
Never.
I like being out in the open. But how you gonna mix a song? How you gonna mix a song on your laptop speakers?
I've done it, but I don't like to do it.
Yeah, hell no. There is no way I can be confident that actually sounds good.
No, no, not at all. Like I trust my monitors. I'm a big Yamaha guy. I
Yeah.
mixed on NS10s for years. I bought NS10s from one of the sound designers of Fruity Loops,
No
the
way.
original Fruity Loops. I met him, and he was putting up his NS10s for sale, and they were mint. I bought two sets from him, and we know NS10s, they're very very pricey. I drove four
Yes.
hours to get them, got them, and I mixed on those for a decade, and then they broke on me after 10 years of mixing because I mix hip hop,
Yeah. Yeah.
2-track mixing, distortion on the beats and whatever. And then I got HS4s, I think they are HS5s.
Okay.
Now I use HS5s and HS8s, but my HS8s are just for playback, and the HS5s are my primary, right? So
Exactly.
at home, I'm using these SP. I think they're SPL, Yamaha SPLs. They're great. As long as your voice can float, and like most people don't understand, like when you're an engineer, that vocal is supposed to float. It gotta float. Like that's why I say I'm in the matrix. Like I hear that voice float,
Yeah.
and I know where I want it. I know where to make it go like this, right?
That's
And that's mixing.
there's the
And once you get that
artistic.
down,
It's artistic. There's an art to it. Like
I see music.
people don't
No, no,
understand what you do. They don't understand what it is that you do as an engineer because they don't see that part. It's like they only see the tip of the iceberg type shit, but the iceberg is like it's 10 times what you don't see is what all it took to get there, just that little bit. Um,
yeah,
like you
you
said,
know,
you're mixing that vocal and you're like. So when I'm telling people about mixing, it's always about the space, right? Like imagine that you're in the space with this. Where do you want that to sit? Like where do you want everything to go? Because it can't all be in the same place. As long as you imagine
nope.
it in a 3D space and it's just a room, look into a room and put that where you want it. And you just need to know how to manipulate it to make it do this and end up
I
wherever you
I
want.
look at I look at music as it's weird. Sound to me is colors and textures.
Yeah, that's synesthesia.
It's just colors and textures. When I listen to a voice, people don't realize like when a record is streamed on radio, right, or put into radio, streaming services have the worst quality,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah.
can have all this Dolby Atmos now, which I don't have an Atmos system. I just didn't find it realistic to purchase one because my clientele doesn't really ask for it.
Fuck no.
And at the time when it first came out, they were up there. For that, I could have bought a set of Osburgers, right? Like mains. But
I like barefoot.
if you yeah,
The barefoots, bro, they are. I mean, I'm not paying $10,000 for a fucking for one speaker, but they're. I mean, they sound amazing.
I'm
Not
an
much.
Allsburger guy, man. Like something about the Allsburgers, bro. I remember I've done a bunch of gigs over the years where I go into like I call them label funded studios,
Yes.
right? Because that's what they are. They have all the gold and platinum records everywhere. And you're sitting there and you're mixing on some kind of $40,000. You play back your mains on your Osburgers, and you're sitting there and you're like, you feel that vocal in your chest, like you feel that the resonance hits you, and you're like, and it's incredible. But them HS5s, boy. Like yo, that clarity,
I don't even
and you can play.
and you know them. You know them. That's the main. That's no matter what you are on. If you're on KRKs, I've mixed through KRKs for probably like 6, 7 years, maybe even 8 years. Like because I knew them so well. That's what I grew up, with my first setup. And I was like, even though I had nicer speakers right next to them, I could turn them on at any time. Didn't. Like I would always just listen to those because I could mix it. I know that when I go to the car, it's gonna be perfect. When I put on my headphones, it's gonna be great. Uh,
Yeah,
you said you
people
mix
love
in
them.
mono, right?
I Everything is recorded in mono and converted into a stereo file.
So
So like
you don't do any mono? Like you don't mix it in mono at
everything
all?
is mono.
No, I mean like as in like before you. I guess it would be before you split it back into. That would be kind of pointless, but like before you split it back into the stereo, like doing the mono, then you know what it's gonna sound like through a phone, like through the phone speaker,
Yeah,
because
well, everything is mono. Like when I record, right? The only thing that's gonna be stereo is the stems you're getting from the instrumental, right? Because they always give them to you in stereo.
yeah,
90% of the fucking time.
yeah. I've never heard one that
That doesn't
wasn't.
really matter to me. Like fuck the instrument. I'm the word. Like I focus on the vocals and when I'm recording,
Yeah,
then I deal with the beat. Like if somebody sends me a stem, somebody sends me a beat stems, right?
yeah,
I'll tell them send me a wave of it too,
yeah.
and I will record the artist on that wave, not the stems. Then I'll mix the vocal on that wave, then delete that wave and pull the stems in.
Gotcha.
Then mix the beat and then adjust the vocal as needed.
Yeah,
That's just for speed, right? Because everything's time based.
right.
Um, but when I record a vocal, it's a mono vocal, right? You can touch a monitor station and you can say, oh, you press the button and it'll keep it mono.
Yep.
Like right now, I'm all mono. Everything behind me is mono. But if you're playing a stereo file, it's gonna be stereo.
Yeah.
It's all the file type.
It's
You know
the
what I mean?
it's the file type and like so. Do you mess with? Okay, so here's a engineer like landmine, but like, do you fuck with mid side EQ and like do you fuck with the mid side at all? Like compression
What do
or
you mean, like sidechain?
no like mid side like it's the MS like the M.S. It's the mid side where you're mixing. You can choose either to just mix the sides or you can just mix the center or a
Oh,
combination.
I do everything's manual. So like I know what you mean. So you're saying do I tilt to the left, tilt to the right to create a stereo field? Is what you're
Uh,
asking me?
and then well so say you have your stereo field already. You can literally with mid side you can say with my right side I'm gonna actually bring down the highs out of this because there's a shaker in this one, and so like and it's just that right side because that's where they're panned to, and then the left side I'm gonna leave like I'm gonna leave it pretty wide because there's nothing over here in that space. So
To create more of
yeah,
a surround on you.
yep.
Yeah, I know what exactly what you're talking about. I forget what plugin I use that MS button is always played with.
A lot on the
I think it's gonna
EQs.
depend on the song too, right? Like
Yes, 100%.
if
If you
somebody
send me a
like
two
if I'm
track,
doing
fuck you.
hip hop, bro, like sometimes I'll get hip hop records and there'll be three shakers in the damn hip hop right in the record. So I'll put one like 60% to the left, the other one 42% to the right, just to
Yep.
my ear. Everything's on the
Yeah.
whatever I feel, right? I'm a feel mixer. Like I engineer to my feeling. Um, that's my number one thing is like fuck. Like I remember that I was in school when I was in school, and when I was in school, all this tech wasn't even there. You gotta remember, right? So I went to school in '99 for music,
Okay. Okay.
right? So tech didn't exist.
Yeah.
There were very limited plugins. Everything was very, very limited. As the tech came out, it was just like the hardware we were playing with in the studio when we did get to play with the hardware, just virtually. That's all it
Cool.
is.
Cool. I'm good with it. I mean, the modeling now, like then, the modeling was terrible. All the everything was
Horrible.
terrible. But now the modeling, they can literally. It doesn't matter what it is. They can they can model after it and like you can whatever the physical gear is. The clones or the models, fucking they're on. Like it's very rare that they aren't. And are you gonna know the difference? Most engineers I know can't fucking tell compression. So
No, I know some engineers. There's big time engineers that don't even master their records; they just mix them. You know
that's
that?
insane to
Like
me.
there's records you hear every day that I can almost guarantee you that I would say about 80% of the records that are out right now and that are popular have no master on Yeah.
I know that we only mastered because of formats, making sure that it was going to be good across all the formats. But they did have a record mix, a tape mix,
Well,
a
yeah.
radio
Well,
mix.
when mastering, when I learned about mastering, it was to create a master tape because the tape was all cut,
Yep,
pre-digital, right?
yep. Did you do any of
So
the cutting? I've never cut tape.
yeah, cutting and taping on the reels
Oh,
and
bro,
on the
I'm
80
not jealous of
Torella.
that. That's why you like a fucking mouse. You're like, I'll never go back.
Oh, fuck that! But I also like if I master, like I usually when I master, if I master in the box, I just create a new print.
Yeah.
I master to print, like I run through a bus,
Yep.
or if I'm gonna master outside the box bus, outside the box, I'll use like a Dangerous Two bus system.
Okay.
Like I had a buddy that swore by that, and he would do a lot. He'd be like, pull up to the studio, you want to master on this, play with it, because he was like, he bought it, and he was like, yo, go out, you got it. And I was like, bro, I mastered, I just created a new print. But nowadays, when you're doing projects for hip hop artists, they don't even want to put out for a master, right? And then
No, they
like
don't.
I've been fortunate enough that I met like some really really big time guys that master big time projects, like out in Manhattan, that have actually came to my studio and sat with me. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of top tier engineers too, like that they picked me up. They're like, wow, I can't believe like who taught you how to do this? I'm like, what do you mean? I went to school for a little. We weren't doing Pro Tools like that, and I just kept doing what I do. The
It,
same way any engineer,
there,
they just adapt to the times.
there's a thousand ways. What is it? There's a thousand ways to skin a cat type shit. Well, if there's a thousand ways to skin a cat, then there is at least a million how to mix a record. Like it is. It as long as you get the sound in the end, it does not matter what you do. Like if it sounds good,
I
I've seen
do.
some crazy shit.
Yeah, me too. But I do believe in the sequence of your plug and chain is very important.
Absolutely.
Um, I believe in like I call them polishers. I use a lot of polishers on my vocals. Um, just because I know right now the synthetic sound is a popular sound. Um, so I tend to go that way with it, depending on the artist too, because all artists are different.
Well, absolutely. I mean, and it all comes down to again. I think that's the word of the day is fucking taste. Like it's
What mic do you use?
well, Mike. I have a lot of mics. Right now I got for my podcast. I think I'm using the. Oh yeah, I'm using the U48. Warm audio.
Oh yeah, I like warm
Oh
stuff.
no,
Warm
it's
stuff is. What
warm.
do you use
It's
to
the
record like
87.
U87?
Yeah, it's the warm WR87.
WR. So
Yep.
that's what you record like hip hop vocals on and stuff like that.
No, normally I'll actually record most of my singers on that. Hip hop vocals, honestly, I found that I like two different mics. It just depends on their vocal quality, like, and it depends on because like a lower voice, I had to figure that one out. When it comes to people that have a lower register, like this dude, the I think that's the Rode. Yeah, yeah, that's the Rode. Yeah, I like my Rode for the podcast, but I also like it for rap vocals. But then I have a
Yeah,
modeling, the SL1, the modeling from Slate, that you can change it up in the
I
DAW.
have that. Yeah, I have
Dude,
it. You can pick any mic you want. And
yeah.
I have one from Waves. I have the Waves modeler.
Which one they
Mic
got?
modeler by Waves.
Oh, I don't even think I've seen their mic. Like I didn't, cause I fuck
It's
with
not a
Waves.
mic. It's a mic modeler. It's a software.
Oh, so they're not,
Yeah,
huh? I mean, I got the subscription, so I'm gonna have to go check that out directly after
yeah,
this.
yeah. It's a mic
So
modeler.
does it work with that
And my
mic, or do
studio.
you?
Hmm?
Does it work with that mic,
Wow.
or is it just any modeling mic, or just any mic?
No, any mic.
What the fuck?
Yeah, any mic you want. But like I don't, I barely use like I'll use it if somebody's looking for like a vintage sound.
Yeah.
But like I swear by my mic. It's a TLM 146 by Newman.
Oh yeah, I got a 106 by Newman.
It's like a big gray mic, the dark gray. I love that mic. I got that mic like a decade ago.
Is it a
More than
ribbon?
a year. No,
No,
it's
it's
a corduroy. I think they call it.
okay,
It's a
okay.
condenser.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Newman microphones to me, Newman, whatever you want to say. It's to me, I think they're top tier. The mic's never let me down. It's been dropped, still works. I was very mad when it fell.
Really?
Um,
It. Wait,
yeah,
hold on.
somebody
Wait a
knocked it
minute.
down.
You said it fell?
Somebody knocked it down. I came in one day, it was on the ground. It was dented. I had to freaking order a new screen for it.
Those are
But
no.
it's a great mic. It's
I'll fuck somebody up
never
on
let
that
me
one.
down. But I also use some of the blue stuff. Like I find that the blue baby bottle, the little bluebird. Like if you
Everybody
got a
loves
girl
that.
that sings like high pitched and you want a lot of treble in a vocal,
Yeah.
the bluebird, it's $350 mic. That mic's great.
Yep.
But I tend to like a really dark mic. Like I like my mic because it records everything very flat, right? So super flat. Oh, you got the bass? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the 102, right?
Yep. 102 or 106. That's the
Yeah,
one.
one. I think yeah.
Yeah, it's the
I think the
102.
black one is 102, right? The
Yep.
106 is gold, something
Yep.
like
Yep. Yep.
that.
Yep. Yep.
But I like a dark vocal. Yeah, my guys in the studio be use the 104. I think it is the silver one like that,
Yep. I know
little
exactly.
short stubby one. They run that on an Avalon. Um, but yeah, I just like a dark vocal, and I like to be able to mix the vocal up. It gives me more control.
Yes.
So like especially with hip hop and pop, I like the fact that I can mix that vocal up and really get the clarity out of it.
What's your preamp?
And I don't. I just have a modded Apollo.
For real? You ain't even put it through.
Don't I
Oh
don't
my god.
I don't put anything in. I don't put anything in my line.
Because
You
that's
put
yeah, and
something
I
in
know
your
why. I
line.
know. I know. That's why I said. That's
Put something
exactly
in
why I
your
said
line.
that earlier about doing the A and B, so I can have a dry and a wet. Because like I know the reason I got this equipment and all this offboard gear, I have to use it. Otherwise, it's just sitting there and collecting dust. I ain't gonna do it.
I I like I like my setup simple because the more you have, the it's not as reliable.
Yes.
Right now in my studio, I have so many rack mounted toys that are sitting in my damn storage room over the years, reverbs and all this crap.
Love your
I'm all
gear.
right. I am at this point. I'm all in the box.
Yeah.
I'm running an Apollo modded bolt hooked up to a PC with an i9 overclock water cooled. Running Windows 10, I think still. I haven't updated it.
Yeah. That's
Full
same.
wave, full universal audio suite,
Yep.
all Mogami cabling,
Yep.
hose of wire, my monitoring, and I have that all going into a Mackie big knob that I'm about to
Yep.
replace the shit.
Same shit. It's
I,
literally you just described my setup like with small variations. It's like yeah, I mean the cabling matters. Nobody gives a shit about the cables. They matter. And they get a lifetime warranty. Why would you not pay the extra and get a lifetime
the
warranty with some
first
quality?
the first Mogami mic wire I had to get it custom made because my booth was so far away and I had to run it through the wall.
Oh,
Right?
yo, that's gonna be the delay though. Yeah, like was it that
No,
far?
none. No delay, and the wire was 85 feet long.
Damn.
No delay,
What?
none,
Get the fuck
none.
out of
And I was
here.
running that on an 003, a modded
Yeah,
Black Lion modded 003 on an iMac back in the day,
that
and
doesn't
no
make any
delay.
that
And
doesn't
I had
make
the
any
full
sense.
wave suite, Pro Tools 10 or whatever it was at the time,
Yeah.
and it was fucking rocking. And to me, like I still have an 003, and I'm about to build a new 003 rig. I have three 003s in storage, and it's a FireWire based system,
Yeah.
right? But to me, the 003 by Digi Design was
Mhm.
so warm, especially when it was Black Line modded.
Yeah.
The quality to me was more vintage. I find that with the new digital stuff, like the Apollo, I love, but it's very sharp
Yes.
as far as digital sync. Like the sync, it's very like has this like metallic feel to it. Where
I'm
the old three, being even though it was a slower, right? It was done at Firewire. It was so smooth to me.
yeah.
I don't know what like the quality.
Firewire screams, man. Like that's a I got a what is it? The Fire Studio just as a backup. Like it's there if I want to do a whole band and I want to be able to split like I told you, have dry and wet tracks like but that's for again, I think that that's what matters the most is if it depends on what you want to record, what you want to be, your specialty cuz like if they would have to offer you, I would imagine they'd have to offer you a lot of money to engineer a full band with, like 6 pieces plus vocalists. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, they wouldn't want to pay me too
exactly.
much work.
That's what I'm saying. And so, like me, I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather do that. I know that it's a challenge. I know all that. I just enjoy that process. Still, maybe I'll change up, but I still enjoy.
How many years have you owned your place?
This place is only since 2018, um, so 8 years there. But then there's like I said, I was certified in Pro Tools in 2008, but I had already been recording and doing. It's just
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
what it,
love. It's the love of being in bands. Cause like I was a that's my original background is like being in garage bands. Our place was the place to come play. So people learn how to jam there. It's like all right, fucking that's what we do. We jam.
yeah,
Um,
I think I'm gonna build this rig. I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off. I might have to get like a PC with a FireWire card,
yeah,
or
you got to. It's the Pixie a new Pixie card. Yeah,
you know.
it's
But I want it to
I looked
be
at it. Get it.
mo-
Old Alienware. Old Alienware has a
yeah,
Pixie.
yeah. I have FireWire built in.
Yep.
But now the trick is gonna be, well, I guess the new Pro Tools runs off of any interface now.
Yes.
So but I would love to just stack two old threes together, right?
You see,
Just have them in a
excess.
rack,
Wrap them.
have them in a rack. Cause I love, to me, like that that first setup I built, like for my commercial space
Yeah.
with the old three, and the old three used to be big money back in the day. But that first setup I built with that old three and that iMac built the whole everything that I have.
How much? How much?
It
Give people an idea of how much that cost back in the at that time, like an 003 and
was like what, $3,500 back in the day,
yeah, plus the iMac.
$2,000, right?
Yeah,
1,800.
and
And
that's an
then you didn't
investment.
buy, you couldn't get the Waves plugins hot because it was Mac. You had to buy them,
Yep,
and
dude.
they weren't subscription based back then. They were $250 each, $100
Each.
each, $80 each, depending. And I had the Mercury suite. I remember I
Yeah,
bought the Mercury suite,
you
and it
invested.
wasn't cheap. And then yeah, I had that. That was my first setup, and I ran that setup for almost 10 years. 10 years I ran that setup,
That's
and
where
it
I'm at
built
with this one.
everything.
That's where I'm at with this one. I'm at 10 years and I'm like, I'm just looking around going, I think we need an upgrade. But we really don't. We really don't. But I just want to. I want to play. Plus, a computer that's 10 years old, although it's screaming. I mean, I've been upgrading it the whole time. You got so you're only Apple though.
No, I use PC now.
You go PC.
I w-
Okay.
yeah, I was Apple. I was diehard Apple. And then I went to go get a custom built PC, custom built cheese grater built from Apple. I
Yeah.
went to the Apple store, and they told me $55,000
Yeah.
for what I wanted.
Yeah.
So then I went to a pretty well known computer place around where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's a computer warehouse, and I said I want the best of everything. And we walked around the store. I picked out my case.
Yeah.
I said I want it water cooled. I want the i9 was the big thing. They had the two-stage i9. They had one that was gold, and then they had the one that comes in the diamond.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't
And it
even
was
see one of them.
overclocked. It was
Yeah.
like over $1,000 for the chip.
Good.
And I bought that, and I bought a Designer motherboard, and then I bought a bunch of Dominator RAM, and I bought a really good, dual HDMI 4K video card,
Okay.
and the guy was like, "So what do you want to do? What you doing? You're making movies and stuff?" Like I was like, "No, I'm doing music." He started laughing. He was like, "This is overkill. Give it to me.
Nope. It's
I
not.
could put another 64 gigs of RAM in my computer, and I don't.
What are you at right now?
60. I have 64, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm
It's
at,
up to 28 gigs,
yeah.
and it runs great. It's a good system. It never cracked. Like it never let me down.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
rock
Custom
solid.
all day. Custom is the only
You
way to
know,
go.
and it just rocks out. And I don't have any issues. And then I'm gonna probably build a setup for the home setup. Right now I'm running it on just like a little laptop.
Yeah.
No issues either.
Yeah.
None.
Dude,
None.
the compute has gone up crazily, and also they understand what's necessary to actually function the DAW. I actually have a mistake in my program in my partitions. So I partitioned off to have VRAM, so that it would it loads everything that you use on a regular basis. That's
Yeah.
cool unless you go to load up some VSTs that you don't ever use. Then he goes, all right, I need to bring up 82 88 samples, but then in every pitch for every velocity. It's like, oh shit, yeah, that's it's gonna take it a minute. It starts thinking. It's like, this dude made a fucking meme, not based on that, but based on the fucking your laptop. Being able to do that shit back in the day was next to impossible because he goes, it's a laptop and he's talking. It's a guy walking into the house and the laptop's just standing there. It's a person, but he's like, so the laptop goes, so you want to make a song? you want to, I've been here all day. I think I'm ready to make a song. And he's like, you know what? I think I do want to do that. And so he goes and he starts recording he's got a shaker, and the computer's like, all right, man, yeah, that's good, but man, is it getting hot? Like, but yeah. And then, and then he starts fucking, and as he goes through, like, and progressing and starting to record, and then he gets to the vocals, and he just fucking glitches out and falls to the floor, and he's like, doo 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 doo. That shit has happened to me so many times that was personally, I was like, he was talking to me. He was talking to
I've
me.
been lucky, man. Like even like when I built my first lab, like when I had like my first Mbox, right?
Okay.
Or my Mbox two. Let's start at the Mbox two. We don't gotta go back to the Mbox. Let's go to Mbox two, right?
What? What'd you
Pro Tools
say?
I used a Windows Toshiba laptop with 8 gigabytes of RAM and would run full sessions on it, right? Full sessions on an Mbox with 8 gigabytes of RAM and Waves plugins back then. And never I wouldn't get the DEAE error, nothing, because it's all about how you're busing everything. If you understand the value of the bus,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
It depends on how crazy you get. Cause like my goal is it has always been to put as many, like I just wanted to see how many instances of all the plugins I could put on, and I just kept piling it on to see what would cause an error. And I got up to like, before I made this partition thing, I got up to like, I I really couldn't even tell you. It's like 700-800 plugins all going, all like moving, and it was like it ran. Like I couldn't find the end of it, and it's like
How
that's
many gigs of RAM do you have?
128.
Yeah.
And I got like,
This is
and
RAM. Back in the day, Pro Tools like was only up to 4 gigs of RAM.
yep,
That was it.
yep.
It would only power off of 4 gigs of RAM all the way up until Pro Tools 9 or 10.
Damn, you can't have
Yep.
it.
So you'd have to do what you had to do, and they wanted you to get the HDX systems. You would have to buy the HD system to be super powerful, right? But I got by. I was doing hip hop and pop and R&B, and I know how to manipulate my buses, and I'm good with automation, and
Yeah.
I know how to really make things go. So I've been good, and the Waves plugins take a lot of juice.
Yeah,
A
well,
lot of
worse
juice.
than them is the who's the worst than them? Fuck, who? Ozone. Ozone is way. They are the most. Like I have the suite
I
and I
use them.
fucking hate it. Not because the
You
plugins
want to
work,
tell you?
huh?
Too much noise. They create too much noise to
They
me.
do. That's what you
Yeah,
need.
a lot of noise.
I feel like that's what you
A
need
lot of
in
noise.
AI. Is that exact thing? Like I like the distressor for AI. I like the exciters and things like that because the it just it comes out where it takes all the dynamics out of it. And so like, adding that back in there a little bit, like I'm good with it. You said you don't want too clean. Like you going for the
Yeah, at the end of the day, I probably use out of my whole suite on a day-to-day basis. I probably use 12 plugins that are my go-to. That's my day in day out.
yeah.
12 plugins, my
You know
EQ, my
what
compressor,
you know what you want.
go-to.
Which one's your
Yeah, all
compressor?
day long. Hmm?
Let's do that real quick. Like first question I got though first was did I didn't did you send that song already
Yeah, I sent you a record. Yeah,
on Shadowworks, right?
I sent it to you
Yeah.
via your email. Yeah, mixed by GWOP. Came by mixed by GWOP. You get it?
Nah, I didn't. Not here. That's why I was like, I was checking it a minute ago, like going, yo, I know it's in here somewhere. Um, oh, yo, so that's perfect timing because
Yeah.
we didn't have any technical errors this time, so that's gonna be considered your technical error. We gave you 3 last time when we was doing propane, so this time, that's as close to a technical error as you're gonna get. It's 2 engineers. What you want? Um, but they got a deal last time because there was 3 of them. So while you sending that, so we're gonna go through like I just want to go maybe through the top 5 or 6 of certain ones. Like when I'm sure you watch studio porn as well, where fucking they go, all right, so what's your top compressor? What's your top, these? Um, well, we'll start there. Let's start with vocal compressor.
I
Like
wonder
what's
if
your?
I can slide. I sent it on my phone. I'm just gonna check something.
Yeah, it's in this. I didn't press send. Fuck. It's like not pressing record during a session. Oh, have you ever done that one? That's the number one faux pas as far as an engineer goes. Never do that.
What? Say that again. Have I ever what?
Where you didn't press record and you're like, oh fuck.
Um,
You ain't done that one?
I think the thing that I did, you sent me you sent it to me via Instagram. Right? I copied your
Yeah.
in the chat. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this quick. This is easy.
Run it. We know
Uh,
the
email.
chats get you, man.
Copy the email.
Copied. Right, let's see.
Copy. Paste. Attach. File. Yeah, it's not that there. I thought I sent this hours ago, dude.
See, I didn't press send. You didn't press record.
Open.
Let's
It's there. Subject. Music.
see.
More options. Uh, anyone with the link can edit. Send.
Blackout.
Send.
That's it. That's too easy. What so
Um, what I have done is I think that somebody fucks up, and I'll stop them. And meanwhile, they want to leave a gap.
huh, huh,
That's basically what happens more than anything. Um,
that's
but most
crazy.
people that I work with, I've been working with them for so long. Like all my clients are repeat. I get new guys that come in that are like amateurs still, and I help guide them through. So they're pretty laid back sessions.
Yeah,
You
see,
know,
it's just
you get
chill.
this one.
Yeah, I got it.
Um, but for the most part, man, like it's like robot work, right? Like recording is nothing.
No, it's not.
It's so easy. Like if I'm guiding the client through the record, I'm
Too
just
easy.
talking to them through the talk back,
Yeah.
bring it back, do it like this, a little more like that. Sometimes they don't want to hear nothing. They know what they want to do. I just hit record and let them go at it. But I have like each artist has their own way of recording. If people don't know how to record like how it's done, I've always learned like you lay your vocal. If you're a rapper, you do your vocal, you do your double or your in and out. I
Yep.
prefer the in and out for vocal fluctuations because I think a constant stack makes a lot of distortion and it just sounds like shit.
Yes, it does.
Um, and then you do your ad lib, which is your hype track, right? Then you're gonna
Hmm.
do your chorus. I always like to do a minimum of four layers of the chorus,
Okay.
and then 2 layers of the in and out. And that's a basic hip hop track.
It's I mean
That's how I
it's
record.
pretty cut and dry. I mean it's a standardized format essentially. Like it just is. Like it's really easy. It's pretty. I mean it's every time it's going to be relatively the same. Um,
If they're advanced in it, I can record them in as long as it's gonna take them. I'm quick. Sometimes people like go up, you gotta slow down. Like they fuck up, I bring it back. They're like, damn, I'm not ready.
yeah, I
Not ready.
know. See, that's why I did. Okay, so maybe that's me just like holding hands. Like I don't. I have an issue with not when it comes down to them. Like I want to be able to tell them the instruction, but I don't want to inhibit their creativity or make them feel like fucked up. Because like when you stop an
Mm-hmm.
artist, they go wait, and they start to get that doubt. That's yeah, and you can hear it. You can hear
Yeah,
it
one
before they
hundred
doubt it,
percent.
huh?
100%. That's why, like, you gotta let them do them. Unless you've been working with them for a long time, then you can be like, you could do that better. I never gauge it. I always let their first session, if I never worked with them, be their session. And then once I get to know them a little bit, I'm like, do you want me to give you my honest opinion on things? And 90% of the time, they're like, yeah, please let me know. All right, and then I'll guide them through the record and I'll say, this is what you do here, do this like this, punch this in here. Don't try to do it straight through because you sound choppy. You're throwing yourself off. Boom, 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 boom. Lay it like this, and
So
that's how we do it.
you hit them with straight honesty, and like I do that.
100%.
You have to. That's the
Brutally
only.
honest.
Yes,
Brutally. And
I've
even when I get sometimes I'll get managers and singers and they come together and the manager's like, yeah, you're a little brutal. And I'm like, yo, you want her to be a superstar? You want her to keep working on shop right?
exactly.
Like you gotta keep it real. Like you're not paying me all this money to lie to you guys.
Exactly.
You want me to
What's your
make it
goal?
sound like you want her to sound like a superstar, but at the end of the day, you're not willing to help. Like you're gonna put all the work on me. I need something to make it sound like that.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
just happen.
know?
It doesn't just happen.
No, you have to be honest with people. At the end of the day, you know, that's it.
And so like I've actually developed um, I've developed my reputation based on that. Like based on the fact that I'm not gonna lie to him. I'm just gonna tell him straight up how it is, what it is. But as somebody that's been an artist, like I do know what it's like to go into a studio when it's
Yeah, me
because
too. Of
if they know,
course.
yeah, when they know the studio or they, there's somebody like I tell them like we're not even gonna if it's somebody that I know and we're just producing albums, then it's like if we're using this as a creative space, dude, we're gonna go through it and I'm gonna let you just fucking jam for a while and then I'll make something out of whatever the fuck you do. But that's not the official time. Like it's always the second time because people got to get acclimated to the space. I feel to be creative, but
Yeah.
I think I get that through like I saw Rick Rubin's crazy ass. Like he goes. So the way that he does his shit is when you get there, it is all stark white. All the furniture, every lamp, everything, it's all stark white. As soon as you start laying down tracks, whether you keep those tracks or not, color starts to pop up around based on what you're doing. So that's by the time you're done with your record, the entire space will be designed, but it's designed thinking about like what's this feel like, and like you said, you saw it in colors and was it colors
Textures
and what?
and textures.
Yeah, and textures. So that's a rarity. It's synesthesia, like the crosstalk of senses, and so like that right there is that I think that he has the same thing, which makes your taste like you can paint with music at that point.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Music has been it's part of my DNA.
I mean, was your family was everybody in your anybody in your family?
My dad was always big into music. You know, he's Dominican, so I grew up with like big. My mom was a hippie, and my dad was a DJ at some point, like when he was younger, when he
Yeah,
came from DR, like he did that as a side gig. But I always grew up with music around me. So like whether we were in the car or in the house, like there was always music playing. Like I was a kid growing up, my father had EQs and custom 30-inch subwoofers, and
see.
you know what I mean, like a real
Uh oh, I think I lost you.
real in hip hop.
There you go.
So it's been around me my whole life.
Yeah. So you was just, I mean, you're just
You
doing
know,
what comes
that's
natural to you,
music
then,
is
yeah.
part of my yeah. It's just I can't even explain it anymore. When I write, like I could write a song about this whole show that
Yeah.
what we just did.
See, you're one of those. You're one of those people. I got a buddy that is literally, he can write a song about anything at any time, and it's like, well, something will happen, and he's like, yeah, this could be a song. I was like, yeah, I guess. Like we got stuck in traffic. He's like, yeah, but it was hot as fucking AC wasn't working. Yeah, fucking that's the lyrics right there. I was like,
Yeah,
what
everything.
the
I'm
fuck?
inspired by everything. Like I can look at a couple arguing, excuse me, a couple arguing, right? Like I could just be at a CVS waiting in line, and a couple could be having a disagreement, and I could just hear a piece of it, and I could turn that might inspire me to make a song.
You gonna be? Oh, did you? What kind of file type is that? Is it MP4?
Wave,
It's a wave. Oh, that should be
it's a
sick.
wave file.
So it's
You might have to make it an MP3. I had it on my phone. That's
got
why
it,
I was just
got
like,
it, got it. They be so it hit it because yeah only that sucks. Give me 2 seconds. It didn't want to take it. It's like it's a wave. What the fuck?
too big, yeah.
I don't know what is this technology.
Well, you're in the studio, so I know you can convert it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But so okay, let me go through this little list real quick and see if yeah, let's see what you say here. So top vocal compressor. What do you say?
That's hard, man.
What do you go to? You said you only had like 12.
My
12.
go-to, my compressors. I use a DBX something or other, whatever it is, 180, I think it is.
What is it? The
DBX.
DBX.
Yeah,
It is.
it's black. That's why I like it. Wow.
Hey, yo, GWOP, it's that murder mommy.
Yo, that's the so because I got a DBX too. It's the 8.
DBX, like if I'll give you my vocal chain right now. Ready?
Okay.
So in my bus, I use all Lunchbox API stuff.
Okay.
Right? So my main vocal bus is all API. Now my over polishers, right? I call them my hyper polishers. So when I go, so that bus is gonna affect every vocal in everywhere on this track. As crazy as that sounds, right?
Okay.
That bus is gonna affect everything because that bus is modeled to my microphone. Because I'm not switching out mics. I do rappers and singers. I'm not switching out.
See, you've simplified everything, which is fucking genius. But
because
it's
I'm
like,
on time crunch thing, right? Like for me, it's my turnaround is crazy. Like your session is done 5 minutes prior to your clock out. I'm
yeah,
emailing you the song. The next guy's coming in.
that is super efficient. It's crazy for me to think only because of I mean, you're doing it as you're live, obviously, like, but you already know that you're dialed in. You're dialed in with the room. You're dialed in with all the things around you. So you've made the environment to make that even feasible. Like,
Yeah, but I can do that anywhere. Like I go to other studios and I just boom 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 boom.
yeah,
Like it doesn't even matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can come to your studio.
yeah,
You could be like, yo, GWOP, I want you to record and mix me. I'm gonna pull up the stuff. I'm gonna look through your plugins. I'm gonna see my go-tos in there because you have the way, you have
yeah.
waves, whatever. I can do it with Avid stuff or whatever. It doesn't even matter. I know what sounds good. I know what's low, what's high, what's how I want to squash and how I want to adjust the ratio and the threshold. All compressors are the same, but their modeling is slightly different.
Yes,
But
yes,
it's always gonna squash.
yep.
Because what does a compressor do?
Top and bottom, man.
It compresses. What does an EQ do? It's either going to make you brighter or darker,
Yeah,
right? Low for left, right for high.
yep.
All the same shit. Then I'm going to look for your polishers, right? I'm going to
Okay.
look for those plugins that are going to make you shine, right? So depending on what suite you have, like I like the Chris Lord Algae vocals is great, right?
Yep,
I like the Eddie Kramer stuff. Those are
yep,
really over the top. Schlepp 73,
yeah.
really over the top stuff. Their stuff is so like bright and like you tap it and it's just like ching. It's like the shine, right? I use all that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like all in the guts of that. And I like it because it's quick and it's efficient. Because I'm an engineer that is a quick turnaround.
yeah.
People are gonna come in, lay a freestyle, it's on YouTube that night. Another dude's gonna come in, we're gonna work on a song, boom, we're gonna start it, and then he's gonna come back and I have songs that I've been working on with clients for 7 sessions.
Yes.
So it's crazy.
So what is that? So what does
You
that
know what I
look
mean?
like? A
But then I
seven
have my quick.
session?
So like they'll come for 2 hours,
Yeah.
they'll lay their vocals down, and I'll give them a quick mix. They'll leave with it. They'll go back home, they'll listen to it, they say, I could have did better here, 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 here. Punch me in here, 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 here. Boom. So I punch them in there. All right, well, now I finally got the money together to buy the stems. Right? Boom. They give me the stems. Now, all right, now by the time that's done, 2 hours is done. Boom. But it's all set up, so I give them a quick bounce.
Yeah.
Then they come back. Now I'm starting to mix the record. And that might go on until they feel that it's perfect. And there's some sessions I'm like, yo, this is not gonna get any better. Like you gotta have to add some layers to this. I think this could be bigger here, and then
Yeah.
build on it there. But 90% of the time, 80% of the time, like we don't even have to deal with that. Like you're gonna come in, you're gonna lay your vocals down. I'm gonna kill that shit in 2 hours with nothing for me.
Yeah.
I mix a song like nothing, bro. I can mix a 27 step beat in 25 minutes,
What?
30 minutes.
We-
Quick, bro. Ask Propane. Propane will tell you he sat there with me, and in 2 hours he'll do. And he won't. Maybe he doesn't even have the step, right? Maybe he just leaves the beat, whatever. And he'll lay his vocals down in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, the whole song.
That's
First verse, playback, perfect. In and out, perfect. Ad-lib, perfect. Chords, boom, 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 perfect. All right, let's do the second verse, boom, boom. He comes out, as he's walking out, I'm already cleaning up the vocals. I didn't even listen to the record yet. Then I mixed it.
That.
Right there for the last hour, boom, done. Sometimes we get 2 songs done in 2 hours, bro. Like,
See, now that's reasonable. That's reasonable. We had the suicide session here. Teal the Stat actually came through, and he was like they can come, like the people that I know, that I work with or that I manage, like they can come through and we'll do the whole Airbnb shit. You got an engineer 24 hours a day. Like this is what I'm doing with you. So he's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So he comes out and he had 5 days, and he's like, so how many songs do you think we could do? I was like, it's on you. Like I can engineer as long as you're fucking as long as you can rap. So he's like, oh, okay. So his goal was to get 36 tracks done though. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, you said 24 hours a day. I
how
was
many
like,
days?
in 5 days.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
Right. It's like, yeah, it's possible, but man, I don't think that's a good idea because you're gonna be wore the fuck
Burn out.
And he's like, let's see. He got 29 tracks in though. Like that. Yeah, that was the hardest. But he came back and did it. We called it the suicide sessions, man, because like he came back. He had a trip planned for 5 days, and he was only able to be here for 3. Probation calls. So he's like, so he goes. This is before he was ever on probation. Anybody listening? I don't know. So like, So he ended up going, like having to finish everything that he had stored then. So he had, I think, he had another like 31 tracks to do. It's like, all right, let's try and do it. But we got to the third day on that time, and his voice was gone, gone. He had no voice, just going. It's like, yo, I'm glad you're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
back.
we did it.
Yeah,
Well, usually I had a guy coming in from Atlanta. He was coming in every 3 months. He was flying in. He had heard about me through a guy that I was working with that moved to Atlanta,
okay.
and they were listening to. He was going to a studio out there. He was records. He was like, "Yo, these are fireworks." He's like, "Yo, my guy in New York mixes everything. Still to this day, I do them here, but I send them out." So he contacted me. He would fly in every 3 months to do an EP,
Um,
and we would knock it out. 12-hour session, whole EP done.
yeah. How many tracks? How many like?
5, 6.
Yeah, dude, that's
So
fucking
giving
done.
me an hour to record, an hour to mix, and I do. You record it, I mix it. You record it, I mix it. You record it, and that's how I do it. I don't like going back and having to mix a record later like that. Like
Yeah,
I want to
no.
get the I'm in the feeling of the record right then and there. I'm feeling it right then and there. We just did it. Let me get it off because I'm an artist too, being an engineer, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm feeling what you just delivered. Now I got to go back to it. Now, I want to do it right now because I'm in that zone.
Yeah, you're already motivated. You're already familiar with all the pieces. You're like, yo, this is the
Yep.
part that I'm gonna fucking do this and this. Yeah, that's definitely the way that I typically do it with rappers. Like, but with whole bands, it's impossible, man. Like, I can't
Yeah,
do that.
bands. That's why I don't do bands. I don't want to deal
Yeah.
with it, man.
See,
I don't
oh
want to deal with it. Like I don't want to sound snooty or nothing,
no,
but that's not like I'm not into it as much as I'm into hip hop and
yeah,
pop and R&B. Like I'm into like that's what the music I'm into.
yeah,
Like I really like get I like goosebumps. I like to get goosebumps when I hear vocals, and when I really feel a song and it touches me.
hmm
I wanna really flex on that record and I wanna put my polish on it. Like
yes,
like I got clients that call it the guap sauce. They're like, yo, I need that guap sauce today, bro. Like you
extra
gotta
stat.
yo, and I always try to deliver. Like I've never had a client complain really. I've never had somebody not come back. Like they might go to another studio with their boy and then they'll be like, nah, this ain't it.
Right.
I got clients that'll only record with me.
Yes, yes.
You know
You
what
are
I mean?
their
Like
engineer. That's it, every
that's
time.
it.
I used to when I first started out with the studio. When I opened it up to the public, I was pretty much Willy Wonka in this bitch because I just was like I studied and I was just like getting my room down, everything. Like I built this place. Like I was building it. Like and then
Hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna let people in, but I'm gonna give the first one for free. Like the first mix I do for you, I'll do it for free, and then see what happens. Every single person that I gave a mix to on there, they all were like, "You're my engineer now. That's done, official. What's the price?" They didn't even
Oh
ask the
man,
price first.
that's what it's about. I think depending on where you are, it's always different. Like
Yeah.
the people are different in different areas, right? Over here, it's real fast, right? It's New York. Everything's moving fast, fast, fast. So I started that thing when you get the mix on the spot. Like nobody
Yeah.
was doing that before me out there. And I kind of blew that up. A lot of studios copied it and they got success off of it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a service
but
industry. You're in the service industry no matter what. Even doctors are in the service industry, and your money is only you can only make as much money as you have time to do the things. So to make more money, you have to see more patients or mix more records faster. And that's how you figured out the economics of it, man. You was crushing it. So you're a business, you're an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, obviously, philanthropist. Let's see, I'm trying to Khaleesi here. So you trying to you're an engineer, an artist, a consultant. Um, what else we got here? We got
producer,
producer. Fucking, I mean,
I've
yo,
executive project where I break down the budgets with the artists and figure all that shit out. I've I've done it all basically, right? Like now I'm an executive to my artists, right?
mhm,
Now my label was started in '98. I've always owned the label.
yeah,
But I'm just a grinder, bro. I'm just a guy out here doing what he loves to do, really, at the end of the day.
yo. Who you shout out?
That's
Who's your
it.
shout out?
Shout out all my clients and everybody that holds it down and all the people listening to that Jade and Seize the Day. Let me shout out my man Propane. I'm gonna
What?
shout out Holland Block Media because they linked
Yep,
us up. Those are my people over there.
yep.
I'm gonna shout out all the artists we collabing with. I'm gonna shout out more of the J Graphics because she holds it down. You already know it's Don the GWOP, Union Music. That's what we do. And
Bruh.
this song I gave you is called Not on My Level.
On my level.
And this song is about me feeling like all the other people doing what I was doing ain't on my level. They all try to ride away. They all try to, yo, that's what this song's about.
So
And
let me
it's
ask
the
you this
first
though:
song.
it's a female, like being a Jade track, it's a female. So did you write it from that perspective, or was it just
Yeah,
natural?
this was no, this was written from Jay, brand new, competing with other AI artists.
Sweet.
So basically about all these other people doing what I'm doing ain't doing it right, and that's how I felt because I saw all these people getting put in the spotlight, and I just felt like they weren't on my level.
Yeah,
And a lot of them, like and now I got copycats, and that's a whole other story. But that just means I'm doing what I gotta do. But
that's right.
definitely, that's what the song's about. You know what I'm saying? It's the first record I made a kind of rap on too.
All right. Is this one out already?
Yeah, it's out. It's
All
out.
right. So they can find it on all the streaming platforms.
All the streaming
Where do they find your
platforms.
artist at?
You can find her at she's on Instagram, J.Music, JAID. If you go on Spotify, Apple Music, there's a million Jades. So I always tell everybody to search JAID on title Vibe, which was the first song I put out for her, and you get all the stuff.
Too easy. That's easy to find. It's across all socials. Be able to find you like that.
Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. YouTube is J Music World, but if you find her on Instagram, J.Music, you click the link in the bio, and she has a link tree to everything.
Yep. That's the way. Yo,
Website, everything.
if you'll hold on, I'm gonna play the track and then we gonna go out. But then it has to load on the side. I know you probably see the percentages, so we're just gonna stay. We gonna ride out on the track. I already know that. This isn't in the top tracks on Spotify, is it? Because I listened to those last night, and then this morning I listened to.
I don't know what's on it. It could be a feature.
It is. It absolutely is.
It could be a feature because the guys that I do features with have been around a lot longer, so they have more traction, right?
Yep.
That's why features are important.
That's exactly right. Trying to grow, then get with people that have already grown.
She's only 5 months old. We got to remember that.
With the experience, bomb.
Yeah.
You able to hear that?
It might not be on mine, but I'm on God's timing. It might not be on mine, but I'm on God's time.
You said
That's
you
the
can't
wrong
hear it?
record. That's Propane's record.
That is
That's the record you played the other day.
Yeah.
That's her record.
Don't even try that. J baby. Hey yo, GWOP, it's that murder mommy.
Gonna
Stepping, hold on, shake, I don't gotta speak. Pressure when I breathe, they be feeling me. Name ring bells, cause I drop every week. Still got them watching, yeah, they watching me. I don't chase waves, I create the wave. And swim in the ocean, I just redefine. Every time I touch it, it gets certified emotion. You just in the game, I own the lead. I see the way they peeping, trying to get a clue, trying to match my energy. You ain't built to keep it real, baby. You can't do what I do, even on my worst day, I'll be killing it. Yeah. Y'all not on my level, nah. Not even close, don't settle, nah. I'm way too advanced, can't measure up. You hit my songs for that pressure. Y'all not on my level, no. Stay in your lane, be careful. Play with my name, that's fatal. Think twice, you're not my equal. I've been that bitch, ain't no debate. They eyes wide open, I obliterate. Turn every L into some food on your plate. Now they gotta watch me regulate. Talking big, but it's all pretend. I don't do beef, I just transcend. You want my spot, better comprehend. It's not a spot, you can just step in. It's Jay's world. They copy paste, but it don't sound right. No soul in it, I am the highlight. I'm everything they tryna look like. Real talk, I'm out of your sight. Can't see me, you're not on my level. Not even close, don't settle. I'm way too high, can't measure up. You see the glow, that pressure. You're not on my level. Stay in your lane, be careful. Play with my name, that's fatal. Think twice, you're not my equal. Ain't no comparisons, don't line them up. They reaching hard, still not enough. I don't compete, I just run it up. Queen of my city, I run it up. Say my name, better say it right. I built this here brick by brick. You want this throne, you gotta fight. But you ain't built for this type of war. Y'all not on my level, nah. Not even close, don't settle. I'm way too high, can't measure up. You see the glow, that pressure. Y'all not on my level.
That's that
It's
fucking
different,
yeah.
right?
I know damn well you're just when you make this shit you're like, yes, and just sitting there fucking riding that bitch because that shit is it's definitely got a that bounce to it. The bounce that's in there, it's just like
And
it's
it's
a
different than like what AI does because
yeah.
you don't notice like AI don't hit that bounce.
Yep.
You know, I wanted it to be hip hoppy. You know what I mean?
Yo, you could probably, you honestly, you probably got a real big job with Iran, man, because they made some fire with the AI. So I think you might need to get a collab with Iran in that bitch.
I don't even know who that is.
Did you? No, no, no. The
Oh,
actual, the country.
oh, the country.
Yeah, you seen them Lego videos and shit? They was killing it. They did a really good job on it.
No, I didn't see it.
You
man.
didn't see it? That shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
so
I mean, it's some crazy shit, but they actually, they were better than fucking I'd say like 80%, and that is in the top 1 percentile of fucking, of
appreciate that,
what
my
you
brother.
actually know what sounds good. You got the taste, like we've been saying it all
I
day.
appreciate that,
It's about
man.
that, man. Yo, it's Don
You
the
know,
GWOP. Crack, just it's been the shit show. Appreciate y'all. Until the next
appreciate you
one.
having me on. You already know Don the Guap. Find me on IG, DonTheGWOP. You already know. And catch my man Crack
Bro.
on the everything music, man. He does the third Tuesday of every month. He's on there holding it down with me. He's always on there, but that's when he shines. He does what he got to do. Everybody tune in. If y'all not on the Hot on the Block, check him out on IG. You know what I'm saying? HODB Media on IG. Those are my people over there. Big shout out to everybody. I appreciate you. Crack, you already, brother. Thank you.
Brah. Yeah, boy. Hey, man, let me go ahead and end this one on the recording. Then we'll be good to go. No, that was a great show. Like I said to Propane the other day, I was like, dude, when I get done with a show, I know how it went, and I also like as it's going. You know those takes where you go, that's the one. Like that's what it feels like when I hear like a soundbite, like a 30-second. I'm like, yes, and that happened so many times. It was like, perfect.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. But you see, like, what I'm trying to do out here, man. That's why I'm gonna keep building with you on the side too. We're gonna talk about them agents and everything else we was talking about last night.
Yeah.
And let's try to build on some stuff because, like, she got it. All I knew how to do is get the traction. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to front on it. I want to do it for real. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you already are setting up what my advice to my friend. It was definitely. You're already setting up a label. He's got the artist. Like, why aren't you setting up a label to go with it? Like
yeah.
There's literally no reason. Like, why would you not go ahead and set a freaking like set up. He's setting himself up or he would have been. He's still got a label and it's all AI artists, but he's just really worried about because he sees people getting shit on for fucking being AI, and I'm like, bro, it's fine. Trust me.
You know, when they hear that, you can hear like the difference in human influence. You see how like even her flow sounds human.
Yeah.
The mix, it sounds like a human had something to do with it.
I was listening to the breaths.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. I'm literally gonna try that as soon as I'm gonna try that shit with the.
Bro.
So you said type it in. Don't type it in like physically in there.
No, like write it on your computer.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure that you use spaces. I know when I hold a note, when I wanted to hold a note, I put 5 space bars. That's that's the hack I found. So you saw she was like, Queen in my city, I run, say my name, and she built like that build up.
Yeah.
That's a prompt.
Word.
I prompt before that part of that bridge. Build. I wanted to build, right? And then I'll lock it, and then after that I'll lock it again. I'll build more.